Lily, I just realized we forgot about the legacy we retrieved at the Matrix.
That's right! We left it in the tetrapod.
I'll go and get it.
Great. Let's check it out.
I'm worried about what this one is going to be about.
Day 52, after the second dive. 5th record. Legacy account Raven. I am the lone survivor. The truth. The truth always lets me down. I have gathered a good amount of information from the lab's records and the memories of Legion soldiers. We've always followed the instructions of Mother Sphere to the letter.
I'm not doing Stellar Blade
She
too
was
long.
our guiding light,
Just progress in the
our
story.
salvation, our god. However, in truth, Mother Sphere was a powerful artificial intelligence created by mankind. In the distant past, there was an engineer named Raphael Marx. He was her creator. Mother Sphere brought great prosperity to mankind, but she seemed to have changed her mind upon the creation of Andro Eidos, her self-made counterpart. After seeing the limits of humanity and the potential of Andro Eidos, she decided there was no room to spare for mankind. Our god is not the god of humans. Then why do we worship Mother Sphere? I don't know anymore. The more I learn, the more questions I'm left with. Everything puzzles me.
Mother Sphere. A being that was created.
With our own hands.
But why would she want to destroy us?
This information is full of errors. It's just not credible.
Usually, things only
Morning,
exist
Trevor.
because people make them. Like us.
How dare you? That's blasphemy! Sacrilege!
Right. Sorry. But the truth doesn't need to be kind, only true. The grace of Mother Sphere is a fiction. At least for the humans left here. Maybe you too will come to feel this way.
What?
Lily, Adam. This isn't the whole story. We don't even know if this is true.
Ah, yes. You're right.
We need more information. Adam, please take me to Abyss Levois.
Are you ready to leave?
All preparations are complete.
Ah, damn it. Looks like the engine was damaged from all the sand. We'll have to walk from here. Are you okay with that, Eve?
No problem. Please support me with the drone.
All right. You can trust me.
I'm here too. Don't you worry.
Even seasoned scavengers get lost in the Great Desert. But we have a map now, so that isn't going to happen to us.
Alright, this is gonna be quick. I gotta turn on the power, and then that'll be it for it.
There are definitely issues with this camp as well.
Yep, I have to go there, turn it on, and then that's it. I'll
Seems
go
as
into
though there's a
Redline.
problem with the power supply. The trouble is that the solar tower is in the middle of that giant sandstorm. Eve, let's look for the sentinels around here. Maybe some of them will cooperate.
Okay.
Ah! Wrong weapon. Well, I missed him. I forgot how much I hated these things. I'm not doing too good today. Okay, where am I going? Just get this over with. Oh, that's the drone. I was like, what the heck is that phone? I'm going the wrong way, everyone. Took me a second to realize it. Ah. Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired still. But when we get into Redline, I do have some things to discuss. Something happened last night that I don't think was quite right, but I'll go into it. Yeah, no, I knew you were there. A stellar tier? Okay. That gets me like hairstyles and outfits from Nier Automata.
All around us, it's just sand and heat. It looks like civilization just turned into dust.
Not all. That's why scavengers like me exist.
Looking for screws in the desert.
I really hate to say this, but
Well,
I went
it's
the
a
wrong
very
way
common
again.
thing
I'm
on
looking now. I was going somewhere else. I'm so tired right now. I feel like going back to bed. Alright. He's over this way. 700. We'll run real quick. We'll get there. I just gotta watch out for the sand dweller. I was going to the next area, but I have to turn everything on before I can do that. Thought I could run on that. well get something from it. Alright, this is where I was when I turned back around. Because I know one of these, like... one of these places leads you back to town. I gotta be going the wrong way. I have to be. Because that's going back into town. I gotta go over here. He said it was in the sandstorm. Which one of those guys is alive? None of them? Okay. Yeah, he said it was in the sandstorm, so... Right, there's the tower. How far along are you? Redline's gonna be very soon. I'm just gonna go fight a boss and then that's it. Probably about 60-65%. I'm more than halfway. It's a very linear game. Alright, let's see. He got me. Ow. Got me. Yep, okay. let me turn this on and I'll get into Redline. Alright, let me catch up on chat. How far along? I'm so mad about that. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Uju thing. I want to make more comments, but I don't want anyone to get in trouble or cause drama. You know what? Honestly, you can say what you want to say here. You know, you don't. I just ask, don't attack other creators. You know, don't attack other people. Like, if you think Franks did something wrong, you're free to express it, but don't express it in a way that's like, you know, a personal attack on him.
System, for the safety of the facility, please link a sufficient number of
We still have to resolve
my.
this first.
Forgot about this. Okay. Let's see. But there's a couple of things. I did talk to Kelly after the case was over. Honestly, when they gave the verdict, I got up and left, and I went to, What are they talking about? I'm supposed to be... No, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. It had me having the wrong mission. But I talked to Kelly afterwards about some of the things that went on. And, you know, I know these things are right here. I guess I gotta do it in order. Damn it, I didn't want to do this. Anyway. I'm about to just get off of this and play Redline anyway. I don't know. I'm not feeling Stellar Blade today. I wanted to progress the story a little bit, but now I'm sitting here having to... Like, see, that's one of them I know I need right there. There's, I think, 4 robots I need, and that's one of them. But, yeah, I'll get into that in a minute when I get into Redline. Come on. Oh, do it.
Error.
I guess you have to do the Sentinel thing. I was about to say, I know I use all of that. Leader, I failed. Leader, I'm sorry. The service drone. Okay.
Error.
Okay, so he's just gonna say error. Okay. But, ooh, that would have hurt. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Had he not said a word, I would have missed that. Well, we're gonna bring that up. Night Scythe, we're gonna bring that up because if Kelly can't have a co-counsel, then it shouldn't. Franks and Bailey should not be allowed to do it together either. If you're gonna limit it to one, then it should be one on both sides. But I have a complaint I want to express. I'm gonna express it to y'all, but not to the city. I think Bailey was way out of line last night and should have got held in contempt of court for questioning Kelly's lawyer skills at the case she was doing. Like, you can't question what kind of lawyering skills she has while she's at the case.
Let's go and take a look.
In my opinion,
There might be something useful.
that was utter, just the biggest BS in the whole case that I saw. You know, you're questioning her skills as an attorney while she's doing it. Like, you know, honestly, there was a bunch of times there that there was a lot of objections.
Are you okay? Something needs to be done. The damage is severe.
Never mind. That's not important. I actually have a favor to ask of you.
Tell me more.
The captain thought the Great Desert Sandstorms were an anomaly, enough to warrant an investigation from our soldiers.
Yeah.
Our Wasteland Storm Squad was assigned the mission. From searching the remains of the colony and looking through the archives and the ruins, we found out that it was a malfunction in the terraforming system that left the area barren and covered with sand. There's a tower to the south, but the sandstorm is blocking the view from here. We used the service drones to restart the solar tower, to restart the flow of energy through the system.
Hey, let's get to healing first.
It's all right. We got
thought fun
4
for
service
drones.
drones and made our way to the control tower. It was foolish of me not to expect some crazy Natiba to be there. It means that many of those under me were killed, and I barely escaped with my life. Angel, maybe you. The drones we collected before were probably dumped somewhere near the tower. Activate all the drones and get the tower up and running again. If you succeed, it will be a great kindness. My companions will finally be able to rest in peace.
All right. I'll take care of it. You focus on your injuries.
Thank you.
To be honest, one point. When they questioned, when they called Kelly to the stand because of her medical knowledge, well, I get that even CJ said this is kind of, odd. But you have any cross-examined questions for yourself? We had already discussed that I might have been able to cross, but I honestly, there was a couple of things that Franks and Bailey did at that case that I'm gonna have to have a talk with CJ or Rodney or Murphy, all of them, because they were. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and this is not gonna go well with a couple of y'all. There were about 4 times I caught Franks flat out lying. Like, flat out lying. And he knowingly lied. You can't not knowingly lie for this. And they pushed it, and she didn't object. That was the problem. She didn't object. I was screaming in my head. You have to turn your phone off. So I was trying to text, but you have to turn your phone off. But there was 2 instances guaranteed that Franks was just straight up lying about something. Okay, I'm not in battle. What are you talking about? I'm not in combat. There's nothing here. There we go.
Service drone activated.
Okay.
Detecting nearby facility in need of
Yeah.
maintenance. Now beginning operation.
Alright, there's one. Oh, I didn't even see that pole there. I just double jumped. Oh, there's a ladder right there. Okay. I'm not trying to call Franks out on it, right? That's not what I'm doing. Just, there were a couple occasions where I was like, what is going on? Like, I don't think Murphy would have allowed that. Dang, it's up. Oh, it's up there. Okay, I see it. But I have to get up there, which means going the longest possible route. But there were a couple of things, but Kelly was nervous. Okay? Exactly. That's the one thing he lied about. He kept on pressing that Ralph said he was sorry. I watched that cam, Ralph never once. And I was screaming in my head to tell her to, but I couldn't say anything. Like, and then calling Ralph to the stand, I would have instantly, they would have lost their case had I been questioning him.
Commence. Facility requiring maintenance detected. Leaving now.
But yeah, there was quite a few things in that case that I they have to be addressed. You know, and Franks and Bailey working together against Kelly when she was told she couldn't, that I'm gonna put in. I'll be like, so, y'all are making it unfair for us. You know, you're having us being outnumbered the second we go into court. I think that's gonna be addressed. I'm honestly, I think that's gonna be addressed.
Drone activated. Facility confirmed. Leaving now.
Okay, so I got one more to do. We can open up the save. And then I can... Okay, there's one of those guys down there. I don't... Why low energy? I had a lot of work to get done today. I had a lot of work to get done today. I went to the store, had to pick up all the heavy things. It's just been a day. But it's gonna get better. I'm fine now. Alright, last one.
Initializing. Complete. Service link created. Nearby facilities now operational.
Okay, so now we have to go turn the thing on. Well, at least I know where the camps are. I found 3 so far. And the tower is right there. But, yeah, the co-council thing, I'm gonna have to ask, like, why is that a thing? And if they're like, oh, it's for time-wise, I'm gonna be like, it doesn't really do that. That's not a good reason. They're not gonna like it, but, you know, that's not a good reason. Oh, yeah, a lot of people, I will tell y'all, a lot of people came out of this saying Boujou was right, but the court got it wrong. When I was walking out the court, a lot of people were saying that.
All systems clear. Solar tower status normal. Reboot successful.
A lot of people were saying that now that the case has been like shown, they can see the body cam. A lot of them were like Boujou was in the right.
Great. This is it.
Okay, so the sandstorm's cleared up. Alright, now I can just go save. I beat the boss.
Energy is once again being supplied to the camps. They should work again as intended.
Who's the client? I guess so. I think the client would be Adam. I hope they don't bring me back to Zion. Okay, oh, he's dead.
The mission has been accomplished, Mew. Hey, Mew? Maybe he went to go and be with them. His old partners. With the storm gone, Mew's last path must have been a peaceful one. May your memories live on. Forever.
I'm not complaining about, damn, I have 9 skill points. I'm not complaining about CJ doing the case. Where is the ship? Where is the save? Okay, it's over here. I'm not criticizing the way Boujou, Monica. I'm not criticizing the way Boujou ran the case. I mean, not Boujou, but CJ ran the case. But there was 2 objections that should have been sustained. That should had no reason to not be sustained. I'm not saying he was showing favoritism. That's not what I'm getting at. But there was 2 very questionable things that the police did that Kelly objected to, and it should have been sustained, in my opinion. Okay, run, run, run. I don't want to fight that sand up. I gotta. Okay, let's get to the save, which is, God, it seems like it's so far away. Didn't seem like it took this long to get there before. Run. Up there it is. And we'll save right here, and then tomorrow I'll go to the next part. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not criticizing CJ. I'm not. During the appeal, which there will be an appeal, I don't know if Murphy's gonna have to do the appeal, or if it's gonna be allowed to. For them to do it, they can only be used. Counter? Yeah, why not? Let's unlock the counters. Yeah, let's do this one. Recharge more burst energy. Yeah, I want the burst energy. Reflection. Reflection 2. I have to get this one first. Okay. Alright, we're gonna swap over to Redline. Let me make sure it saves. Because last time it didn't save, I had to play a little bit to catch up where we were. What did I get? Oh yeah. When I get to in-game, these two will be the two that I use. For the last part, what did I get here? Oh yeah, the Midsummer Alice daily mascot. Oh, wait. Alright, give me 1 second, and I will be right back. There it is. Exit out of here, start 5M. I'm not, it's a fine line talking about it, because it does sound like, I'm not trying to criticize Franks, Bailey, Kelly, CJ, any of them. I'm not trying. But, in my opinion, there were a couple of things that should not have happened in that trial. That really has left questions. First off, let me say that CJ is going to be a good judge, okay? So anything I say about CJ, believe me, he's only going to get better. He is only going to get better. This was his first case as well. Yep, somebody said, yep, Redline time. No, it's not. It's not. I get what you're saying, Scythe. I get what you're saying. But he was just like, there were a couple of things that they're gonna need to... Why does it read one person watch? I don't know. I don't see anyone watching right now, to be honest. It doesn't show me anyone's watching right now. But let me, yeah, I'm not trying to be like, these are my opinions, these are not facts. Yeah, I know. Oh, there we go. It popped up for me now. These are my opinions, right? These are my stated opinions, and people can, you know... First off, I'm not attacking the person behind the character. Never. Never. Everybody in Redline, you know, I always tell y'all, everybody here does a great job. But there were maybe... I'd say probably... I'm trying to think. Franks definitely could have been called to objection for leading, for repeating, because they kept... My thing is, and this was my biggest takeaway of the night. They asked Buju, you know, why did he go and talk like F-A-F-O? You know, why after the fact? Well, first off, does Buju not have a First Amendment right now? Which the First Amendment right in this case is, if people actually knew what the First Amendment, everybody thinks it's just, I can say what I want. That's not what the First Amendment right is. The First Amendment right is freedom of speech against your government and your public employees. It is not freedom to say what you want. If it was freedom to say what you want, I can go into a movie theater and yell, I have a bomb, or fire, and no charges or nothing could be put against me. That's not what it's for. But the thing is, she objected to that relevance to this case. CJ upheld her objection, sustained it. So that means they cannot pursue that line of questioning. He did it 4 more times. Every time leading question, He was 4 more times asked the same thing that the judge had already clarified that he could not ask. And they're filing appeal, and that's why they're filing the appeal, because the officers rejected the judge's objection over their questions and kept asking them. And that's a rightful objection. Oh, I already am. Okay. But yeah, so like, I'll show y'all. I'll pull my phone up and be like, I'll show y'all what I was doing. Okay, so if you got alcohol, try to get with Seth and sell it, and the other farmers, if you have their contact, let them know. As well, the city needs it. Oh my God, the city's broke. But say, here, Kelly, he didn't want to interfere with the officer trying to arrest a suspect because they asked him, well, why did you wait until, this to do it? Well, there was an officer in the way. And then they talked about the stand your ground law, but they didn't. It says you can pursue in reasonable circumstances. Never was that brought up. Franks cannot prove that Ralph is leaving, even if Ralph said, oh, I was headed to my car. Right now you say that. In the heat of the moment, we don't know what would have happened. And then he was like, well, why did you get in the way of the officer? They weren't. They were out of the way. I'm going over all the stuff I said. Why did you shoot again to not interfere with the officer? Like that, they kept coming back. Ralph didn't apologize. Franks is lying when he said that Ralph apologized. Leading First Amendment. Buju has First Amendment. And Franks also, here's a thing that I don't know if Franks knows or not. And I don't know if anyone's going to tell it. He can't ask Kelly about what she did. He can't ask her. She's under HIPAA laws. She can't. That's patient confidentiality. It's the same thing if I was to do it. You can't ask them that. Like, and I wanted to scream when he did that. I was so wanting her to go, let this person cross-examine me. And if I'd have done it, I'd have been like, Franks, I'd have asked her, I'd have straight up asked her. So I know they've asked you about your medical diagnosis, but do you believe in HIPAA laws? And when she goes, yes, I'm going to be like, so that means you can't discuss any patient care that you did without, without breaking the HIPAA law. And when she'd go, yes, I would have been like, I object. I direct Officer Franks to study up on HIPAA laws as his line of questioning is out of bounds. And that's 100%. There's nothing CJ could not have overruled it. Because in overruling that, he would have said that they do not believe in HIPAA laws. That would have been the judge's stance, is that he did not believe in HIPAA laws. And you can't do that as a judge. You cannot say that. But Franks was trying to get her to break HIPAA law the entire time he questioned her. And I think he should be penalized for that. I really believe she should go file. I'm going to tell her today. You should go file an IA complaint with Franks for trying to get you to break HIPAA. Because all they were trying to do, questioning her, was discredit her. That's the only reason. He knew. Franks knows. Franks knows that she can't go into it. And he used that against her. And in my opinion, that's 100% wrong. But he should be in trouble for that. He could be watching right now. Any one of the devs could be watching. Anyone from that case last night could be watching. He tried to get her. If she would have broke HIPAA laws, she'd be fired from her EMS job. And Franks would, he would suffered no consequences if she'd have lost her job because she broke HIPAA. But now I'm gonna, you know what? Hold on. I'm just gonna send her that right now. I'll be like, you should file a IA report on Franks for trying to get you to break HIPAA laws. Because that is when, exactly, that's the thing for Bailey. Bailey, out of an objection, relevance, Miss Sayer is not on trial here. Plus, he kept calling her Sawyer. Like, Frank's every single time. He's like, Miss Sawyer. And it's like, believe me, y'all, he knows her name. He knows her name. It was disrespectful. She corrected him 3 times. I mean, yeah, exactly. Rodney, she made sure. I watched that video. She made sure that she was able to do it. It was everyone's first trial, so we'll give them, but she did file an appeal, and I don't know if CJ can't hear the appeal. I mean, yeah, CJ can't hear the appeal, and Rodney can't do it. So it's going to have to be Murphy. But, I'm going to ask CJ when he goes, no, only one attorney can represent. I'm going to be like, then why was Bailey and Franks there? I want to hear their reasoning for this. Why are the police allowed to break rules that we're not? And if so, I would like to have a partial judge then. I would not want to do any case with CJ anytime. If that's how he's going to rule. But yeah, I'm just running around. I need to go get food. I need to go get, I only have 600 bottles. I mean, that's not that much. But see, that's 300. It's 900K I have for the city. It's 300K for me, 900 for the city. I mean, still, that's, So, from what I understand now, 2 things. Rodney's message is basically saying that alcohol is keeping the city afloat. So if I stop doing alcohol, well, then maybe, just maybe, the city's going to have to do something lowering the prices. I wonder, are we fueling that? Is alcohol being to where it's able to keep the prices high? That's an interesting question. Because like I told y'all, I'm considering going straight farming and doing alcohol on the side. No, I wouldn't get 1.2 million. For 6, I get 50K per. So I would get, I have 600, that's only 300K. Which, is fine. But I need 1.2. I'm trying to get. True. Had Kelly won, the city would have had to pay out Buju. You're right about that. But that should not be taken into effect. That's not the DOJ. Finance is not DOJ's department. It's that guy. The guy who lives over there. I saw the case was happening, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all 100%. The reason I wasn't there from the beginning was I had a fire kitty I had to raise. But he's fully raised. I got a breeding pair, so now I can make more whenever I want. So now I can take a rest from Ark. Don't need this. Nope. What is this? That's the mock outfit, isn't it? I think that's the mock outfit. Yeah. I'm not gonna wear that right now. We're gonna put that in the bag. I was about to say, where did my outfit go? I'm gonna put this one in the bag. It's in the bag. But there's gonna be an appeal. It's licensed. I know you want that. I know Rodney does it. But the whole thing, here's something. I thought about that. Okay? I thought about that. No. Scythe, we had like 2 other employees there as well. And one of her witnesses walked out. Like literally walked out and didn't come back. Like, you're a witness. You should have been, witnesses should not be allowed to leave the courtroom. But it's licensed. I thought about that last night. I like responding to everyone. And when I do that, the messages get pushed up so fast because everybody's gambling or everybody's doing heist or fishing or stuff like that, that I'm not going to be able to respond to everyone. And that's why I'm going to start adding stuff. I will, I promise. But for right now, I kind of want to I want to respond to everyone. I want everybody's comments to be heard. Because y'all all provide. You know, y'all all help. But I'm gonna go sit over here so I don't get run over, and I'll discuss the 3 main issues I had. The main issue, number one main issue I had, the number one main issue I had with the trial was they kept on using the Boujou's comments after the fact to prove premeditation. I don't know if they understand the word pre means before. What happened after Ralph was subdued? That has nothing to do with premeditation. Nothing to do with it. It was not relevant. She objected to relevant. They agreed. CJ sustained that objection, saying this is not relevant line of questioning. Yet every single chance Bailey and Franks had to bring it up, they did. They ignored the judge's order to not pursue that line of questioning, and they did it anyway. That's grounds for a mistrial. And then when I told Bucket and Tommy, who were in the court, they were like, oh no, that's not how it works. Well, guess what? That's exactly, I went and looked it up. That's exactly how it works. There's a reason you two aren't lawyers anymore. I'm not trying to get mean when I say that. And I love Bucket and I love Tommy. They're excellent streamers and they're fun people to be around. Believe me, I had no issues with them. I even actually helped Bucket last night. Like, I'll explain how he doesn't know about it, but I actually helped Bucket last night. The second thing I had was Franks kept lying. Morning, Greg. Franks kept lying twice. Ralph did not apologize to anyone. And then they kept pushing this lie that it was 15 seconds from the time Ralph knocked out Lennon to when Boujou pulled his gun. It was not. It was 6 seconds, but they kept on saying that it was 15 seconds. They meant, so that's a lie. She objected to that and was overruled, and I do not see. There's no way you'll ever make me understand why that was overruled. You know, that she can prove what she's saying. They can't. Yet the objection was overturned. I wanted to scream at CJ. I was about to start texting Rodney, but I was like, let me not do this. I don't want to get in trouble. You know, I don't want to get in trouble. It is the first trial. I got it. You know, I get it. As time goes on, less and less people will show up to trials. It's just something to do in the city. You know? But the whole thing was they kept pressing a false narrative. When they were told they couldn't, they kept on doing it. Then they started lying about things in the case that they knew was a lie. But my number one biggest problem was literally in my mind. In my mind, Franks was trying to get Kelly fired last night. He didn't mean to, and it was unintentional. But if she would have answered his question, she would have broke HIPAA laws, and Natalie was in the courtroom. Multiple senior level EMS were in the courtroom. They would have had to write her up. She'd have possibly got a strike, or she could have possibly got let go. And Franks knows this. He knows HIPAA law. They can't discuss with us. You know, the crimes I can't ask about if I have a crime. They can't discuss it with us. Why is EMS any different? And that's that. Kelly was trying, like she was trying to object on her own behalf because they were questioning her. But the co-counsel thing, I'm definitely bringing that up. I'm definitely bringing that up. And if they're like, you can only have one, I'm going to be like, well, then we expect you to hold the other side to that as well. You know, that's the thing. No. Franks isn't paying off the judge. Believe me, CJ, Rodney, they're not taking bribes. They've worked hard for what they've got. Like, I know I give Rodney a hard time in the game sometimes, but believe me, he's earned what he's got. He's a very respectable guy in the city. We all like him. And CJ, same exact. They've earned what they got. They're not going to throw it all away. But now, I know for a fact a criminal has tried to bribe a judge, but I know that for a fact. They told me about it. Didn't work. Okay, so here's what happened yesterday. So, Bucket's lawyer might be being investigated. Bailey. I doubt it. I don't think there's any legs to it. Doesn't sound like he did anything wrong. But he swapped over from me to Bailey. So my question is my case now over with Bucket because he's no longer my client? If Bailey goes to refile it, it's past the date. It's past the expiration date. So if Bucket doesn't go forward with me, does this case just go away? You know, I informed Rodney about this, you know, making sure, because I didn't know what would happen. So there's a good possible case that this boat case with Franks might not happen. Bucket might have shot himself in his foot when he switched away from me because now he can't file a lawsuit again. Because the time has passed. I only had 1 day. So I hope he can still get it, but I don't know. Because if the case is filed under my name, not under Bailey, it's not filed under Bucket's name, it's under my name. Because it files under the lawyer. So if he decides he doesn't want to use me in this case, I will drop the case, but then Bailey can't reapply for it because the time's already passed. So I don't know what's going to happen with this Bucket Mike Franks case on the boat. Franks might not have anything to worry about now. Good morning, Anthony. Yeah, they're not. Judges aren't going to take a bribe. Believe me, they're not. They're not dumb. But, so I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen with the Bucket case. I'm trying to get it swapped over to where it goes perfectly fine, right? No one will want to do lawyer. Yeah, well, no, the PD lost the first case. With Riley, the PD lost. But I honestly, I don't think if the judge, I was not there for the beginning, but if the judge told them they could not have 2 people and they basically ignored him, as CJ, I would have told him right then and there, I will declare case dismissal in favor of the defendant if you do not follow court directions. If I tell you there's going to be 1 person and you say no, we'll do it as 2, you are not the boss of me, I am the boss of you. I'd have been like, case dismissed, Boujou, case dismissed, favored in Boujou's, give him his license back, pay him, and I'd have walked away. Oh, 100%, Michael, 100%. I don't know which one did it, but in my opinion, not Arya's, but my opinion, 100% metagaming. 100%. There's no way. There's no way. I heard through the walls. Well, guess what? None of them were screaming. And even if they were screaming, I don't know if you'd hear it through the walls. That's questionable. Yeah, if the cops would have said, no, we're not doing that, I'd been like, okay, case dismissed in favor of Mr. Boujou. PD's non-compliant. Boy, you know what that would have done? That would have sent some spirals through the legal system. But now, see, here's the thing, though. The PD are going to think they can get away with it. That's the only problem with that, is now PD will believe that they can get away with it. So, you know, CJ and Rodney, Murphy, basically. Murphy has to be the one to come up and say, you know what? No. No, that's not how it's going to work. And that right there could be a mistrial. That right there could be grounds for a mistrial. You know, the PD, I hate to say it, my opinion again, number 1, my opinion. The PD right now think that they're the top dog in the city. Sorry, you're not. You're one of them, but you're not. Judge Murphy is the top dog in the city. Harry Wolfenstein right now is one of the top dogs in the city. Harry K, Dan. But Bailey and Franks? No. No. CJ should have told them where to go. He should have actually, in my opinion, he should have dismissed them both and said, I need another officer. One that will follow instructions. Then Harry would have had to step up. I was actually gonna try to join the city just for luring, and it's actually, no, don't do that. This is good. Like I said, you have to understand growing pains. I keep calling them that. I don't have a pickaxe, do I? I left it in my car. Growing pains, everyone. CJ, this was his first case, okay? The officers took advantage of that. We can't, I can't really fault them for that. I can, but I can't at the same time. Oh, I got another me. What is this? Oh, that's my headphones. I need to put those up. I need to put those in that bag. But you can't fault the police for doing it. CJ allowing it. It's the first trial. But, all I'm gonna say is, eventually, guns are gonna be rampant throughout the city again. And everybody's gonna remember these officers, and you will see they will be getting gunned down on the regular. And then they're not gonna want to be a cop because the criminals are this, criminals are that. And then the criminals are gonna be like, well, I remember when you had the gun and you were gunning us down, when you were doing this. It's an ebb and flow. It's an ebb and flow. Because I remember in, IJB, I remember in 1.8 when I first joined, everybody had a assault rifle. Everybody had shotguns. And the cops were just getting lit up. And for a while, there was a couple of weeks where the cops didn't come into the city. Everyone was complaining. And they were just like, it's not fun. Y'all are running from us instantly. We're getting shot the second we step out of our cars. So it's an ebb and flow. So see, the PD remembered that. They shouldn't be treating it like that, but it is what it is. But yet, no, PD should, no. That's something that should be brought up. And I probably should tell Kelly to file that motion. In the motion, she should be like, if they're allowed to have 2 counselors, then my client should be in equal rights. My client should have the right to as well. Equal representation, that's what it is. Because there was, you know what? Hold on. I was surprised my headphones didn't turn off. I forgot my music. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not hearing nothing. Yes, 100%. I agree with you 100%. PD should not be allowed to represent. Now, I will say Harry and Dan should be allowed to represent PD. But the officers like Frank's should not have been allowed because if you're going to try to disqualify Kelly because she was at the scene, then Frank should have been disqualified because he was at the scene. You see my point there? That's another point. I didn't think about that. I got to tell Kelly that right now. Let me see. Is she in the city? No. Question. If you were... Oh, no, hold on. If the PD were trying to get you disqualified because you were at the scene, then why was Frank's allowed? Why wasn't Frank's disqualified? See, these are questions they're going to ask. What is your basis of your appeal? These questions, these things I'm sending to her are valid reasons why the appeal. Franks should not have been. Franks could have been called. She could have called Franks as a witness. You know what? If we go back to trial, I'm telling her to do that. Put him on the stand. Make him go on, dude, on under oath, under perjury. And let's see him lie. And I will be there. I'm even gonna tell him if they say that only one lawyer, then I'm gonna say okay. And I'm gonna tell her, leave your phone on. Yeah, Bailey did. The only thing Bailey did wrong, in my opinion, is she questioned Kelly as a lawyer during a case. Like, you can't try to criticize a lawyer for the way they're doing a case at that case. Kelly was not on trial. Now, her medical opinion could be called in. I will admit that. But that's why they called her as a medical. They did not call her as legal. And she was right to question that. Am I being questioned as my legal representation or my medical expert? Honestly, when they called Kelly to the stand, I would have rejected instantly and been like, incompetent witness. She's not trained to give you the answers he was asking for. She did make a mistake, though. She did make a glaring big mistake that I saw. Kelly did. When she said the bullet went through and through, what they call through and through, that means he had to have been shot from the front or back. It made the side argument invalid. You know, and then she quickly said he had a bullet embedded in his shoulder, but she had made, Franks was a witness. Yeah, exactly. Franks was not even the arresting officer. That's my thing. Like, he was acting like he was in charge. Plus, I watched the body cam. There's multiple instances where he states regret that he was not the one to put Ralph down. That is premeditation. That is premeditation when he was looking for the fight. Buju was not looking for that fight. Buju was trying to do his job. But there's a lot. Exactly, yeah. But I'll be honest, I'll be 100% honest. Ralph being called, I knew it was going to happen. The PD has to do that because they're grasping at straws. But, yeah, no, in the appeal, if it goes to Murphy, and we're both allowed, like, I don't care if Kelly is the one to question, if she's the only one at the desk. But I should be able to help as where I can, right? Like, not sit up there with her, not pass her notes, but I should be able to, like, send a message saying, hey, look, this, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'm gonna tell her, you know, if they were told that they were allowed to have one representative and they both question you, that's gross misconduct and they should be held in contempt of court. For ignoring a judge's orders. That'd be just like ignoring Harry. That'd be like if Harry tells him stand down and Franks is like no and charges in. It's the exact same thing. To be honest, I think Buju should have brought the case against the cops. Like, more than just, he's just trying to get his weapons permit back. If I was him, I would have sued the cops for wrongful arrest. Oh, believe me, today, we're gonna get a giant uptick in cops wanting to be sued. There's gonna be a lot of people looking to sue cops. People are also looking to be that first person that gets the cops, like, gets them good. I will defend anyone, right? I have no bias toward anyone in the city. There's certain people I like more than other people, but I'm not gonna, you know, everyone gets the fair treatment. Exactly, yeah, exactly. And even the whole thing is, you have the officer on duty stating, the one that initially stopped Ralph, stating that he did not see Buju or does not think Buju did a crime. Yet, now that officer has been fired from PD, so everything he says they don't care about now. But had he still been an officer, they should, if she could have called him to the stand, but he would have been arrested. I get that. I'm so glad Opie didn't show up. I found out later he was in the city and was thinking about coming. There was Dan and Harry were there, and they were scanning everyone. They were trying to find. It was funny. They were both like, I walked in and they both ran up to me, and I'm like, no, they know me. Everyone doesn't hate Ralph. A lot of people like Ralph. But Ralph shouldn't have been called, in my opinion, because the trial was not about Ralph. Right? When Ralph was like, oh, I was running away. No, objection. First off, asking that question is leading the witness. Second off, it's irrelevant what he was doing. He's not the one being sued. Relevance to the case. You know, the Mr. Sinclair is not pursuing charges or any retaliation against Mr. Butcher. You know, the PD is grasping at straws doing that. Oh, I'd have loved to have questioned Ralph. Oh, I would have loved to question Ralph. I'd have been objected to, though. I would have been, I guarantee, because I'd have asked the question. So, Mr. Butcher, is this the first incident where you've just randomly attacked people and then ran away? And then they would have objection relevance. And they would have got me, but that would have been on record. People would have been like, you know what? He does attack people. Oh, Opie's warrant is deserved. From what I've heard, it is deserved. He was doing what Ralph was doing, but on a bigger level, just keeping a lot more quiet about it. He's not stealing drugs, but I don't know, it might be. I had to go log in as Sierra, too, after CPMS got back to me with the rejection. See, the thing that saved me with the EMS thing was, yeah, I know, he straight up said he was going to premeditatedly attack someone. You know, that's premeditation. That's what I'd have been like. So, you said you were going to attack Officer Lauren. You had the intention to go there to attack Officer Lauren. He's like, yeah. I'd be like, would you say that was premeditated? And then he'd have been like, uh-oh. You know, that would have proved our case. You went there with the intent to attack someone. And I asked Mr. Sinclair was not at work with the intent to attack you. So I don't see how premeditation fits in this. I wish I can give these to Gramps. If anybody's watching, take my unused skill points and give them to Gramps. I don't care if they take the 5 I need to get that skill. Take them, I'll get them back. But there's a couple of things in the case that it hopefully will be addressed. Is YouTube broke? Yeah, no, I know. It's YouTube has been funky lately. Like last night, a prime example. Who was it? Someone was streaming last night. I can't remember. It wasn't 5M. It was something else. And when I clicked on the video, it said it had 400 people watching. And then I went to the video loaded up, and all of a sudden it said it had like 3. So I was like, what the? And no, there was like multiple people chatting. So YouTube's been like right now, I can't even see it. It says there's no one watching at all. I know, I love the fact that the courtroom was full. Oh, here's Finding Nemo. Is that Snowy? That's Snowy or Riley. Because they have those cards. It's Riley. Coming here to get that coal. She might be here to refine that coal. I think her and Rodney are getting coal and oil and all that from Bucket. Which is fine. I bought a ton of oil. The mini mall had restocked. So I bought like 700 oil last night. And for $40, $10 cheaper. I know, there was a lot of people. That's why I didn't. Because I was like, I didn't know if I would stay for the whole thing or if I would be allowed to stay for the whole thing. Last night was kind of quiet at my house, so I'm glad about that. But I was just like, huh. And then I showed up late. I didn't want to, like, rush the stream start and all that. But yeah, I should go back and watch it. Just the part I missed. But I mean, there was so many things that I wanted to scream. I wanted to just raise my hands and be like, objection. Somebody's got to say it. And the thing was, the other lawyer that was there told me he was thinking the exact same thing. There was another lawyer there. And afterwards, he was like, I wanted to scream objection so many times. I'm like, same. Same. And most of it, I talked to him for a few seconds at most. I really didn't talk to him most, but we both were like, you know, it was always the cops we were going to be objecting to. There was one objection I had to Kelly, that if I was the officers, I would have called. I was fair. I was watching from both parties' angles. Kelly brought up a question that wasn't relevant. Like, I'd have been like, relevance? But they didn't. So I was like, okay, they didn't catch it. No, there's still more lawyers out there. Like, yeah, I'll show you who, they're not on a lot. But, Lenny O'Milk is a lawyer. Gianni is on a lot, too, now. Justin sometimes comes in. But not often. But Bailey, Lenny, and Gianni, and Kelly, that we're most of them. So, I mean, there's a few of them. Justin comes in every now and then. In my opinion, here's my opinion. The officers, police, should only be allowed to have 2 lawyers. And they have to be of command level rank. Like, Bailey can be a lawyer, but Franks can't. You know, because apparently, of course, HTK is going to be a lawyer. But having them all be lawyers, you know, then what happens with the Franks thing when he's part of a scene, but then he wants to try it? You know, that's Frank should have recused himself as a lawyer because he wanted Kelly to recuse herself. Well, how is that any different? You were at the scene as well. I'm surprised Ralph didn't start asking questions. Barry tried to lure Tommy with his lawyer badge to give up Opie. Oh, God. I saw Opie last night. I realized it after the fact. After the trial, I was mad. I'll be honest with y'all. I was mad. Because I was like, this is a gross miscarriage of justice, when allowed. And I wanted to do something, but I didn't want to get in trouble. Okay? Did not want to get in trouble. So I said, I'm going to take my boat and just drive it around the lake. There's no speed limit on the lake. And apparently OP was in disguise fishing. And I said hello to him. He never said nothing back, so I didn't know it was him. But apparently, later on, somebody pointed that out to me. They were like, I saw you in OP's stream last night. And I was like, what? No, like, yeah, you took your boat out. I was like, he was the guy fishing? But I tell y'all, I say hi to everyone. Doesn't matter. But yeah, no, I took the boat. I made sure I didn't try to jump it. But on the bridge, where they have those 2 little openings where the water can get through, I can't speed through there. I have to really go slow. Because the boat's too high, it'll hit the bridge. So I was like, I'm going to take my boat out. And I'm just going to drive it around because I was upset. Everyone is just tired of going to the cells for reduction stuff. Yeah. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I like, doing it. Is there any police in the city right now? Look, I clicked off the wrong thing. This little bar is so slow. No, there's not. Ooh, hold on. I need to go to the restaurant. Bob paid me, by the way. Bob called me last night while I was out on my boat, and he paid me the money he owed me. So, and he didn't get anything this last week. This entire last week, no restaurant got anything from the farm. So when y'all are like, why don't you go full farming? That's why. Because I literally made no money from the restaurants. I'm going to start telling them, you need to give me the order. Send me a text message a day in advance. That way, if I'm not on in the city, the next morning when I log in, I can do it all then. Yvette was in the city last night. She was at the trial. But I was mad. I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to get out of there after I rule in favor of the state. I was like, how? So there were people already saying that they had paid him off. I heard rumblings as I was at the garage. When I went to pull my car out, I heard somebody say, I think they must have paid off the judge. And I was just laughing. I'm like, I doubt that, but yet, no, the appeal should be granted. I don't see a reason why it shouldn't be granted. There's just too much going on. Plus, in my opinion, they should do the appeal because it'll be the first appeal. We can see how that process works, Don't turn it down when, it's available because we don't know how appeals work. Now we can get all those cases worked out as well in case that happens. Growing pains, everyone. But yeah, there were a couple of very questionable that went on. But I couldn't say anything. I'm gonna get with Rodney or CJ, or even Murphy if I can, and ask them why co-counsel is not allowed if the officers are allowed to. You know, that's not equal representation. That's favoritism. That should be another thing that Kelly, if anybody's watching, Brit, if you're watching, if anybody watches Brit, that's also appealable offense. Is it was showing favoritism to the state or by allowing them to have two after they had been told they can only have one. Like, that's a mistrial. Ignoring judges' rules. It would be. It would be. Anthony, you're 100% right. CJ was not paid off, everyone. CJ's got a lot of respectability. Yep. I can tell y'all that right now. Y'all can think what y'all want. Y'all can say what y'all want. But I, in 100%, do not believe CJ, Rodney, or Murphy would take money. They've worked too hard to get where they are. And I know a lot of people can be like, Murphy worked hard. Yes. He's the originator of the city. He's the originator of the laws. He has worked harder than anyone on the DOJ. But yeah, there was a couple of things. To be honest, I'm going to tell Kelly that if the appeal is approved, then she needs to talk to a judge and be like, the reason I want Arya as co-counsel is if they called me as a witness again, because it was very uncomfortable. That way you'd have someone who could question, you know. Yeah, no, I'm saying I agree with you. I agree with you, Scythe. I 100% agree with you. He was not. But, like, it's up to him to interpret the laws 100%. But the stand your ground law, I wanted to be a lawyer badly, but at this point there's no chance. And no, Nick. Come on, Nick. That's not true, okay? You are in the city. You know how things are going right now. This was their first case like this, you know? We can't expect CJ to be a seasoned judge on his first case. You know, we all have to take a grain of salt. We all have to take a step back and realize that we're still learning. I mean, to be honest, in cells, the cops are always fair with me. They're always good to the client, you know, my clients. I've had one cop that would not offer reductions. But, to be honest, I understand why he did it. I'm not going to go into it, but this was like the second week I was a lawyer. So I'm not exactly sure. But, like, I'll be honest with you, I can't remember the name of the officer. I probably shouldn't say this anyway. Someone got arrested for stealing a police gun. Okay? Stealing a police gun. Well, back when we first started, that crime, you could not get reductions. There were no reductions offered on that crime. This officer worked with me, and we didn't get a lot of reductions, but we still got some. You know, that shows that the police are willing to be fair. You know, but it is what it is. There's always, don't let one cop make y'all decide not to do something. Right? For every Officer Franks, there's a Mark. For every Bailey, there's a Dan. You know, for every cop that is a little overzealous, there's one that is polite. You know, it's just how it is. I've been having a couple of weeks with how everything in general. You ain't the only one, Nick. I have 3 people now telling me they don't think they're coming back because of just how grindy it is now. They told us in the first Civ meeting that it's going to be less grindy. They said that was the biggest lie they've ever been told. But it's a different grind. Let me put it that way. It's a more specific grind now. Like back in the day, you had to grind a lot of different things. Now you can choose to go into one thing and grind that. Like I grind coal because I need it for glass. I love the fact that they put the coal farm at the oil rig and not at the foundry. That was a great... Because now the oil rigs have to work with the foundries. So they can actually make stuff. I don't know how Bucket's getting sand. Is Rodney making sand? Well, Nick, you're here. Nick, I'm gonna ask you. I don't want to be that person that just constantly bitches about the city. I don't want to be that person. I want to be like Hatchie, who's constantly laughing and just taking the joy of everything. But, Nick, I'm gonna ask you a question. In your opinion, and this is Nick's opinion, this does not, don't reflect anything bad. I have noticed that the city's becoming a lot more unfriendly. Is it just me? But I notice a lot of people are not talking to anyone anymore. Groups are reforming that are excluding people. It seems like we're becoming more and more unfriendly. I don't know how to express it without, saying that. I don't want it to be. That's why I still try to talk to everyone. I still try to interact. But like the farms, 100% the farms. I haven't talked to any of the farmers in days. No one's doing farming at all. Nice, Skype, you have a point there. Yeah, self-defense is what the cops call it, not anyone else. Yeah. I don't talk to anyone anyway. Well, see, maybe that's why it's not as fun for you. Get out there and put yourself out. That's why I want to be the mayor. That's why I wanted you and Kelly. Because both of y'all were having problems talking with people and meeting people. Well, if you're in the government, guess what? They're gonna be calling. I'm gonna say something. Harry's back, by the way, I think today or tomorrow. He's coming back. But if I'm the mayor, he instantly has to diversify himself from the city mall or the Sandy Mall. I'm going to make it to where anyone can only own one business. You can be a partner with someone, but you're like your group. Like you can't own Monopoly. Like gas stations are a little different since there's so many of them. But if there's only too many malls, you can't be a part of both of them. Because that's a conflict. Or I'd open the one, and he can open another one, by the way. He can open another mini mall. It's either in Polito or Roxwood. I'm not sure. But I would open it, and I would make it to where Harry Wolfenstein could have nothing to do with it. No one, his party, Bob couldn't have anything. It'd have to go to another person. No, and I want no government ties. I want no government ties to businesses. So, while I was mayor... And listen to me carefully here, and this is, I'm telling y'all this, okay? I'm going to say this, and this is my 100% promise guarantee. If I was elected mayor, I would not do my farm. I would hire somebody to, if they want to do alcohol, if they want to do farming, because the city still needs food. But I, myself, would stop doing farming because I'm a business owner. I'm not going to, because now, see, here's the thing. Say I own the business, okay? And you get $150K from selling 100 alcohol. What's to stop myself from giving myself the whole $150K and then give all the other farmers $50K? No one would know. No one would ever find out. But I would divest myself from that, and I would let, if Tommy wanted to try farming, hell, even if Ralph wanted to try it. I would let someone else run my farm, but they would, the money they would make would be the money they make. I basically would not make any money from the alcohol or the farm goods, but they have to run it. They can't just say yes and then do nothing. Alright. That's because most people are acting shady, so nobody wants to interact with people in case they're being set up. The way PD's behaving is literally... Yeah, I'm not arguing with you, but there's a lot of stuff going on, It's behind-the-scenes stuff. It's PD stuff. It's admin stuff. The admin stuff, I get what you're saying. It's not... Like, we shouldn't be watching each other's streams, right? while we're in the city. I don't. Because, Nick, I guarantee you that, Mac telling people, like, the situations, I know for a fact there were some people who were watching the officer's streams just so they can see if that they're about to get caught doing a crime. And that right there, that's 100%. Hi, Britt. We've been talking about you, Britt. You've been very popular this morning in my chat. I sent you 2 messages on your phone, because I had to do it in city. If you file your appeal and they ask you why, those are 2 very valid reasons. You can see them when you come into the city. But I know, Nick, that there are people who watch other people's streams. Like I'll be honest with you. The car thing, 100%. 100%. I was at the dealership when Ralph came in to buy that RS whatever. I was there looking at the Evron because I wanted to buy the Evron. I come out and I'm running out and I hear Ralph scream, I need the money to get this car. I need the money to get this car. Well, I know Ralph, he only streams when he's in the city. Whenever Ralph's in the city, he's streaming. So what happened was I stayed there. 3 other people came looking to buy this car. There's no way they would have known it was there unless they saw it on Ralph's stream. Because every one of them said, ooh, that's too expensive, and then ran away. But they were in there for like enough time to look at it and then leave. So I believe that what the admins are doing that's right. Because metagaming is going to kill the city. I try, when I'm watching, when y'all see me chatting in someone's stream, it's because I'm either on ARC or I'm watching YouTube or watching a movie or something. It just has something on in the background. A lot of times on ARC, y'all think the grind is here is bad. Like, right now, I'm at the grind part of ARC. And I'll sit there and I'll put YouTube, I'll put Elite on and I'll just listen to Elite. You know, I can do that. But, you know, I'm always going to say it. You know, I'm always going to say it, Nick. We have to the city's not done yet. Give it the time, you know? The other day, I even expressed on chat that I was thinking about going and playing another city for a little bit. I realized how dumb that was. You know, this city is still brand new, pretty much. We're still getting all kind of stuff, and, you know, you don't want to leave it, and then something comes in that's just great, and you're like, oh, I didn't know about this until, you know. And don't be put off. Okay, if you want to come into this city and you want to be a lawyer, believe me, do it. Do it. What I don't like was one night, I'm not naming names, I'll name the streamer, okay? But I'm not naming the person in the city. I was watching their stream, and I had just got off 5M, like maybe 2 or 3 minutes beforehand. And I put on YouTube, I was watching, the what are they called? Beta wave, like supposed to relax you. And like, it wasn't working. I got off because I was upset at something. Something had happened that I didn't like. But, so I went on to Elite because he was doing one of his, I think 12 or 24. And I saw someone instantly was talking to him and I'm like, okay. And then like, within a minute of him commenting like 3 times, Elite calls him. He answers the phone and they're having a conversation. I'm like, wait a minute, you're in his chat. How are you? And I was like, gotcha. Gotcha. So I'm not going to name who it was, but believe me, this person 100% does it. And I have proof. Yeah, but Britt, you have been the talk, or the trial has been the talk of the... I'll tell Britt right now because I'll go back over it. Britt, there are 3 things that infuriated me last night about that trial. But I know there's probably more for you. But the first thing was Frank's trying to get you to break HIPAA laws. That really infuriated me. Like, he knows you can't do that. That's like if he directly disobeyed an order from Harry. He knows you can't do that. So him calling you, that was wrong on so many levels. Number 2, They're lying. Their lying got me so mad that I wanted to scream objection. I don't know how many times Bailey and Franks both said the 15 seconds from when he went down to where you pulled your gun. They were lying, and they knew they were lying. They knew it was 6 seconds, not 15, but they kept saying it. And then Franks, did you apologize? No. You know, but the whole thing, Frank's asking Ralph, did you say you're sorry? Yeah, I did. Okay, let's move. No. Multiple times he said that Ralph apologized. When you watch that video, Ralph never said he was sorry. I was so mad when he kept bringing that up. And then the third thing, she's gonna agree with me. It's the fact that they were allowed to have 2 people and you were not allowed to have 2 people. That's not equal representation. That's not equal representation at all. Now, if Franks was there as a witness, then he shouldn't have questioned you at all. Plus, well, never mind. You'll see that when you get in the city. I was about to spoil one of my messages to you. But, yeah, no. And I want them to grant the appeal. Grown, that's not what happened. That might be what you wanted to happen. That might be what you think happened, but the video we saw clearly shows he did not shoot him in the back. I'm not trying to argue with you on this, because it is what it is, but Ralph was not shot in the back. Like, we can prove that. Yeah, there was a bunch of objections that I think should not have been sustained. Like, there was a lot of leading questions from Franks, where he was trying to get Buju to state something that wasn't true. And I like that Buju caught him. Buju caught him one time and said, I think I've already answered that. Like, I love the fact that he said that, because you could have objected to repetitive. But that, FAFO, right? The FAFO, that was 100%. Like, how is something that happens after the fact premeditated? It would have been post-meditated. I don't know what trial you were watching. I don't know, but badgering? Well, badgering's not really an objectionable offense. It kind of falls under the repeating. But there's a bunch of objections that could have been made, but like I said, I hope it gets the appeal. Not because I want to see it happen again, but because we need to train Rodney and CJ on appeal cases as well, you know? Because nobody's going to like that somebody's questioning their verdict. No judge likes when an appeal is filed because it's questioning their verdict. You know, what am I doing? I got 300 coal. That's what I was going for. I'm still going. Let's go vape some. Apparently, by the way, the city is broke and I need to make alcohol. Yep, apparently the city is broke, so I need to go make alcohol. That's what I'm doing now. Another 300 would be 450? No. Yeah, 450. I do want to get that 1.2. Yeah, badgering is, because you have to show intent. Like he's intending to try and upset this person. Because that's what badgering would be. It would be repetitiveness for asking. Frank kept asking the same question like 4 times. After CJ had already said you can't, upheld an objection about that line of questioning. There was a lot going on in that case, but, like I said, growing pains, y'all. This was not a personal attack on Buju or Kelly or Franks or anyone. This is how we learn. This is how the city grows. And I know for a fact there were times during that case that even CJ was thinking objection in his mind. I know it, because Rodney was doing it too. We were all sitting there. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I sold 2,000 bottles one time for $1 million. And it got them $3 million. But, yeah, apparently. I wonder what would... Rodney sent me a message asking to sell the alcohol and then to get in touch with the other farms to sell the alcohol. It's like, first off, it's not my job to get the other farms to sell their alcohol. It's not my job. Oh, this is what I was talking about, by the way. See this little opening right here? If I come at that way too fast with my boat, it'll hit the top of it. So I have to go through it very slowly. But yeah, I got on my boat. I was mad after that trial. I got on my boat and just went out boating. Nobody would bother me. I could just drive around. Yep, the co-counsel thing has to be addressed. Because that's not fair representation if they're allowed 2 people and you're allowed 1. One of them, one of Frank should have been a witness because he was at the scene. He shouldn't have been able to do it. They wanted, her to recuse herself, but then he's allowed to be there. And I guess they're going to say, the officer, blah, blah, blah. Well, a good lawyer doesn't need the officer to represent themselves. And if the case was correct, and they knew they had this in the bag, they wouldn't have had to try that. All right, I need to get my drill out. I forgot to take my drill out. Getting the coal is easy. It's like 5 minutes. I only got 109 rocks out of 330 coal. So whenever people say that, oh, I hate doing this, I get more rocks than coal, I could be like, yeah, I don't think so. I've had people say that to me. Oh, I get way more rocks than I get coal. I'm like, I'm the exact opposite. Oh, I don't have the oil. I don't have the energy cells. That's what I need. I need 11 energy cells. I'm not trying to argue with anyone about this case. It is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is, but there were a few things that I don't know. I think here's the thing though. And I know you're watching, Britt. I know you are. And I know you might not like the next comment I'm going to make, but I don't know if there was no reasonable doubt. Like, I think you were successful on no premeditation, but I don't know if, you proved that it wasn't attempted murder. I think there was a little bit of doubt left. But, we'll hopefully get the appeal. Okay. Yeah, well, the EMS witness, that was a little bit much. Yeah, no one's mad at anyone. Yeah, it's a make-believe court case, exactly. Well, the PD discussing the case, we were outside. I was outside with Kelly and Boujou, and we were discussing. I mean, I will say the one thing that had me, really had me going was fucking Tommy. They were the reason I think I was mad. Because they're sitting there I'm telling she could have objected to this, and they're like, oh, no, she couldn't. And I'm like, bruh, you were a lawyer. You know. She could have. But they're like, no. They were basically the equivalent of sitting in the burning building going, this is fine. If you're telling me the truth, right, that Harry offered Tommy his bar card back for turning an OB, that is one of the funniest things. I mean, he'd instantly lose it, though, because he's a felon. Yeah, you did, Kelly, when I was leaving. When I was leaving the courtroom, a lot of people were saying Boujou was right. And then when I got to the garage, somebody, I don't know who said it, but somebody said they probably paid off the judge. So, yeah, you won the court of public opinion. Which is, to be honest, in a city like Redline, that's more important than actually winning the case. I mean, it sucks that he didn't get his weapons license back, and did you have to pay a fine? Did you have to pay a waste of court time fine? I don't think that would be a waste of the court's time. That was an actual good, solid case. We can't prove that, though, Anthony. We can't prove that leverage was used. He did. See, that's the thing. In the appeal, you should ask for that money back as well. Well, I know you had to pay the losing court fees and all that. But, Yep, you're seeking recompensation for, lost fees. I don't know how it's gonna work out. But if you had your phone turned on, I was screaming over your phone. I wanted to be there, but I had something else in another game I had to do, and I was like, let me do it. I could get there in time, and it turned out I was just a few minutes late. Do I have anything in here? Do I have any sand or coal ready to go? Which I know, if I get elected mayor, I have sand and coal. Okay, hell. Well, let's take this and I'll make glass. But, if I'm elected mayor, like I said, I'm divesting myself from the farm. I'm gonna hire someone to run it. But I expect them to do the restaurant orders. I expect them to do, like, I don't expect them, if they want to make alcohol, they can. Right? They can. But, yeah. Yeah. But if somebody wants to make alcohol and sell it, that's fine. But if I get elected, I'm telling everyone my farm is running and somebody else will be running it. You're going to have to give them a day in advance, and I'm going to have to teach them how to farm. It's not hard. It took me a while to learn, but it's not hard. I've had 2 people express interest in running for mayor. You know, I've had 2 people, but both of them have lengthy prison records, so I don't think that's going to happen. But I do want to get with Harry, and I kind of want to go over what's expected. You don't want to hear how Frank's assaulted Kelly during the break and at the end. So rude. I mean, it is what it is. He's entitled to his opinions. You know, I honestly, let me put it this way. Arya is keeping a complete lawyer perspective of everyone. I have people that I like and who I talk to, and then I have people who I don't like and I don't want to talk to, but I'm impartial. I'm not gonna feel one way or the other. Like if I was in a case, say I went with Bucket to the Frank's case, and Frank's lost. Right? Say I beat him and Frank's lost. Now I'm not gonna treat Frank's any differently. I'm not even gonna bring it up. I'm gonna treat him the exact same way. You know, that I always do. But the golden rule should not the golden rule. That's he who has the gold makes the rules. But, you should always treat people how you want to be treated. That's why I try to be nice to everyone, because I want people to be nice. See, I don't understand, and I need to talk. Why are we not allowed to do this in the farm? I get, like, criminal stuff. I get why you can't put benches all over the place. But technically, they say I own this farm. So how is this any different, you know, than owning a house? That's the one thing I don't understand is how am I not allowed to do that in my farm? And I've done it before in my farm. Like, I didn't know I couldn't. So I used to just set it up in the back room, and I would do it. All right, let's get this. I hate how you have to do this. I wish you could just enter a number. Or hold it down. Like, just hold the button down, and it just goes shooting up. Kind of like the clothing menu when you just hold the button down. But nope, you have to go all the way. Bailey and Telly's ship. Oh, I don't know. You're gonna have to talk her into that. But yeah, there's gonna be in the next, I'd say probably month, there might be a shift in lawyers. Like, because some are gonna come and some are gonna go. Yeah, Frank's gonna say what he wants. Yeah. Unsilent witness. Yep. Yeah, they can't press the EMS thing. You know what? I can break that. I sense you should file an IA complaint against him for trying to get you to break the HIPAA. But if Harry's gonna drop it, then that's what it is. Well, not sure if already discussed, but I finally understand why Murphy was mad at Arya and why Buck changed lawyer. I don't know why. I don't. Maybe it's because they thought I couldn't do the job. But to be honest, don't be mad at me. Be mad at the person who didn't file your case until the day before. Like if that's the case, if that's what they're gonna say to me, then I have something to say back to them. Like, I'm not gonna be like, yes, sir, or whatever. No, I'm fighting that. It's not my responsibility to follow people around and ask them if their cases have been filed. To be honest, I almost quit the lawyer. 2 or 3 days ago, I almost just walked in with CJ and Rodney and just been like, turn on my lawyer card and say, I don't want to do this anymore. But I didn't. Bucket wanted me to just file whatever. He said with no research. That's why I actually said no. But here's the thing. I got the research. I got the body cam for him. So now, what's his excuse now? That's why I'm not helping him no more. That's why they're not getting cold from me anymore. Because, I was trying to do this as a favor to him. No, I checked, Kosh. I checked. The original lawyer did not file the case. I asked, because I didn't want to double file the case. So, that's fine. He wants to do that. When Ralph calls me up and is like, hey, you got that coal for us? I'll be like, what coal? And when he's like, we want you, I'll be like, yeah, well, Bucket was supposed to use me as a lawyer, but he's not anymore, so I don't need y'all. Y'all don't need me, I don't need you. Respect is a two-way street. Yes, Posh, you're supposed to do that. Read the legislation on the Redline website. No, just you get paid for courtroom and cell stuff. That's fine, but the whole thing is, I get what you're saying, Kosh. But if you look at look at subpoena, it'll tell you all subpoenas must be sent. DOJ. So, like, I still got the evidence though, so I mean they can't use that against me. If he's like, well, like, oh, well, we don't have the body cam evidence, I'll be like, you don't, huh? I do. I have it. I still have it. Hell, I can pull up my Discord. Right here. Personal messages. Oh, guess what? I have body cam right here. I'm looking at it. You know what, though? I'll be honest with you. Honestly, I should just tell him straight out that, I imagine how that would sink Bucket's case if I told him he couldn't use it because I got it. That I wouldn't give it up. Because if I'm not your lawyer, I know I owe nothing to him or his case. I am not the PD. I am a private citizen. They would have to submit the subpoena to the PD, and the PD can tell him, it's been 2 weeks. We don't have that. Oh, well, Arya has it. Well, no, I got rid of it when you told me you were going with another lawyer. And there's nothing he could do. Now, would I do that? No way. No, that's not fair to Bucket. I have no issue against Bucket. No, what? I'm doing the wrong one. And I want the case to go forward. I want CJ and Rodney need as much training as they can get. So I want to give them, I wouldn't withhold evidence. But if he has no faith in me as a lawyer because of what happened, even after I got everything, then, that's his failings, not mine. Honestly, the way it's been going, I do believe there is something going on. I think somebody is saying something about me, or there's a rumor going around about me, because getting cell calls anymore. I'm not getting, and I'm the only lawyer in the city at times, and I see people going into cells and they're not asking for a lawyer. And it's like, or I got a call one time and somebody was like, oh, never mind, and hung up. They call legal services. So the only thing I have to go on is, you know what? I own my farm, and if want, I will just, I'll stop farming. I'm the only one doing farming right now, by the way. I'm the only one. Bob pretty much confirmed that no one else has given him anything. You know, Bob pretty much confirmed yesterday that no one else is getting him food right now. So if I just decided, you know what? Somebody's dragging my name through the mud, I'm just not going to feed anyone. Yep. It is. I'll be honest with you, it really is. It's fine. Rodney can be. Rodney and me, there's something there. Okay, that's the whole thing. Rodney, there is something there, and yeah, Rodney does the alcohol. Rodney is fun and is doing. I was doing the alcohol big, and now he is, and I've stepped back. Starting today, I'm trying to spend a little more time. You know, I'm trying to spend a little more time. That's fine. That's fine. Bailey's being investigated by the police right now, though, so I don't know how far that's going to go. And I'll tell you this right now. If for some reason he can't use Bailey and he comes asking me again, I'm going to tell him no. I'll send him to Britt. And she said no. Oh, I'll make him use Lineo milk. Oh, that's what I'm going to recommend it. I'm going to recommend him too. I'm gonna recommend if Bucket asks another lawyer and be like, hey, here, Lineo milk is available, and hang up on him. Oh, that would be funny. I know, I'm not gonna ever use any of this in RP unless I know it. But there is a situation with me and Rodney. I know why he doesn't recommend me, which is fine. But him being a judge, I kind of thought he'd let the childish stuff go, but it just shows how he is, not me. I'll suffice it to say Rodney did not want me to be a lawyer. I'll suffice it, I believe in my heart Rodney did not want me to be a lawyer. He's mad about something that happened in cells, where I made him look like a fool. It's okay, everybody, okay? Come on, calm down. Calm down, it's okay. It's not something to get worked over. I will never use any of that in the city, okay? I will never. I get it, okay? And this is temporary, right? It'll pick up again. But it's not anything worth, you know, getting upset about. I get it. I'm not going to use any of this. Arya has an inkling. No. Because she doesn't know. She has an idea what's happening, but she doesn't know. So I'm not going to accuse a judge. I could accuse him of something, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I changed my mind. I don't think... It's not what's good for the city. Let me put it that way. It's not what's good for the city to accuse him of something. It would just be for, like, my benefit, and it might actually cost, like, hurt the city, and I don't want to do that. Ocean dump Kelly, what are y'all talking about? Don't ocean dump Kelly. Kelly's just doing her job, everyone. No, it wouldn't, Nick. It really wouldn't. Anything that hurts the city is not good for it. I know that you might be a little weary or upset, but it'll pass, right? We're all still... I'm not trying to take out frustration. That's what's happening right now, Azoros. No one. Rodney's the only one selling. I don't think Sean is selling, because look, I'll pull it back up. I had missed calls from Rodney. I had messages from Rodney. If you got any alcohol, try to get with Seth to sell it. Any other farmers, if you have their contact, let them know as well. The city needs it so we can sell, and then they need money from exporting. which is basically Rodney telling me, hey, we need to, get the money because the city's going broke. That's what that message tells me. I say ocean dump everyone you run into, pretty much. But when did Rodney call me? Was it today or yesterday? Yesterday, okay. I had a call from Kelly earlier. Oh, that was yesterday when she called me after the trial. Yep, I need to, right here. I need to delete all this. He paid me for all of this. Alright, so see that in this last week, no one got anything. I could pretty much take Rex's off there. I do, but, like, right now, I'm kinda, because I'm not... The past couple of weeks, I'm not gonna get into it because it's personal reasons, I haven't been able to be in the city as much. I'm not trying to get involved in a lot of things that will require me to be in the city. Everything's fine, there's no, like, danger or health problems or anything like that. It's just I've had a little more to do, and I've been finding another game a little more relaxing. That's one of the problems, too, is this used to be where I'd come to relax. Now it's really not. This city in the past, like, 2 to 3 weeks ago, this city was causing me a little bit of anguish. Like, I was getting upset being in the city all the time. That's why I stopped. That's why I went to play another game. Because I was getting upset more than I was having fun. And I don't want to bitch constantly about things going on. I want to be upbeat. I'm an upbeat person. I'm a very, very much an optimistic. I'm an optimistic morning person. Very, very much so. Alright, so... But I am planning on getting more involved, getting back into the city. I'm giving myself a hot foot. Look, my foot is on fire. But I'm just, you know... a lot of people are. There's no rules against late dump. Is it me, or have I heard if you ocean dump someone? It's not against the rules, but it is very, very frowned upon. You know, it is very frowned upon. Well, no, well, yeah, she has a point there. Is that the cops have to dive down. When we had scuba gear, they would just dive down and impound the car. But, she might have a point there. With scuba not working, they might have actually made it against the rules. Because they have to search the car. So she might actually have a point there. But I know in 1.8, they didn't want you to do it. You could. But they didn't want you. That's why everybody went to the dam instead of the ocean. Which, I mean, technically you could still do. You know, they have the dam right here. Whereas, right here. They have this dam you can drop them off of. But just think HDK says scuba is fixed. Okay, I think French said it wasn't, though. I don't know. I have a tank. I can go try it. Let me put it this way. I don't want to be the one getting caught doing it when we're not supposed to. So I'll wait for them to have an official word. But I do plan on being a little more available in the city. I accomplished 2 of the 3 things I wanted to in Harp. And the third one is small. Like, I can do it over time, and I should do it over time. The more I play ARP, the more I'm gonna remember why I stopped playing ARP. And then I'm gonna not want to play that one either. Okay, so... are we doing... I need extra. Because I sold beer and white wine yesterday. I don't know if it's against the rules, but I know it's really... It is kind of considered fail RP. Because you wouldn't do it in real life. You would not drive a car into the ocean and, you know, you wouldn't do it. You know what? They're just gonna have to live. If they want it, I'll make it. But for now, I'm just gonna put it into red. Oh, I forgot to check something. Okay, I have yeast. I have enough yeast to last. Make sure all my farms are stocked up. Okay. Make sure the machines are repaired. A bottle machine needs a repair. And how is red wine needs a repair? Okay, there we go. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I think Scuba is still broke. I don't remember them saying that it's working. I know that a cop was using it the other night, but when they weren't supposed to. I've heard that. There's just things we know aren't cool to do, yeah. Nick, you would never damn dump someone. I don't think you have it in you to damn dump someone. I mean, people are crazy, though, so it's not too far of a stretch to open up there. Or some people in real life, yes, but a normal person wouldn't do that. That's probably, I mean, that's a good strategy, T-Bomb. I mean, were they stealing them and just dumping them there, or were they stripping them for parts there? Oh, it was full of water. I mean, it's, yeah, maybe Lester. Everybody's after Lester, from what I understand. I don't have a problem with Lester, though. I don't have a problem with anyone anymore. I had a problem with 2 people, but since then, I don't have a problem with him anymore. I had a problem with Zaz, but me and him, I saved him a lot of time. And who was the other person? I wouldn't even represent him. Who was the other person? I have his phone number. I'll know it when I see it. I'll be like, oh, yep, that person. But I wouldn't even represent them as a lawyer. Like, that's how hard it went. It might have been Nico. I don't think it was Nico, though. No, I'm not sure. But the second one, there was someone that I wouldn't represent. But now, if they called, I'd represent them. I have no issue. Now at Racewood Rocks track, 11 hours ago. If anyone wants to come tag team some sweet big mouth bass, I'm at my usual spot. Dad, not Opie Winston. Come and get your Delissa. He was just teasing him, wasn't he? He was just going hard at him. Got attacked by a trucker, had to put his head in the ground. Oh, shoot. I forgot to, go look at, the restaurant. It's still open. I wonder who's there. I need to do this. I need to get this glass done. I need to go talk to them. I don't think DOJRP will last very much longer, just the way things are. Draco. You might have been Draco. You're probably right, Kosh. I think it will, but there's gotta be some limitations set on expectations. Right? That's what I see wrong with the DOJRP, is that some expectations need to be followed. Some decorum. Let me put it that way. You know, when a judge tells an officer what to do, the officer shouldn't just go, nah, screw that, I'll do it my way. Right? No. Like, honestly, if CJ told Bailey and Franks you can only have one counsel, and they just basically said, you know what, nah, we're not going to do that, then after the case, CJ should have approached Harry and said, I don't want them in my court ever again. If they're not going to follow my rules, then, you know, if they're not going to follow my rules, then they're not going to be here. Yeah, I know. They're trying, though, okay? They're trying, okay? I mean, it is what it is. If the audience of the courtroom continues to not agree with the verdict, well, I mean, both judges are a bit timid. They'll get better. Is there a red line? Yes, Jake. Jake is now an officer. He went through, he was streaming while he was going through training, the beat for the test. Now he's in the officer, I think he's in the training academy, or he might be out by now. But yes, Jake, yeah, I'm so proud of Jake. You know, the juries, that's something, Nick, you're 100% correct, but you could, how would they do it though? Like, the problem would be the jury would have to be like 3 or 4 people. Because finding people that want to do it, that would take it seriously. Yeah, Michael, that was one of my personal things too. Is there was a bunch of objections that he overruled that I don't think. Tommy was an officer? Or like a real life cop? Yeah, the problem with the trials is the same thing with events, okay? I doubt it. I doubt you know, yeah. They had to schedule it ahead of time to get people prepared. But even then, you know, even then. But I'm gonna go back to something. Hold on, pardon me. But there were a couple of times that CJ overruled an objection that had no merit to be overruled and clearly showed bias to Officer Franks. And that's, I can't say anything though. Yeah, that's true. CJ should have been hitting that. Hold on. He should have been hitting that thing being like order in the court. You know? Because at the end of the day, CJ's word is the law. He outranks both of them when he is on that stand. When he is sitting in that chair, or I know he's not sitting, but you know what I mean. When he's up there, he is the top. Even Harry has to answer to him while he's up there. I went to police academy, but didn't take a position. I was also dispatched. There you go. Indiana law is very different from Redline, yes. Hey, Brett, Sierra applied for EMS, by the way. I haven't checked yet to see if she was approved or declined. And Sierra, in the other city that she was originally from, she was EMS. She was a senior paramedic, one of the highest ranks you can get. I'm not going to say there were some instances where I could see maybe slight bias to the police, but everything else, like the whole entire court case, there was a couple of things that weren't done that I think should have been done. But I'm not part of the case. I'm taking notes, but I was extremely against CJ Rowland and how the whole process went. But in the end, after hearing him talk to Rodney in private, understood his POV. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of different factors that come into play. And I saw some favoritism to the police, but he was fair for the most part. But, like, say in a stream, because I know Rodney was probably streaming it. Let's say in the stream, he said, you know, oh, well, I had to rule him guilty because the city can't pay him. Then we have an issue, right? Then we have an issue. Said behind a closed door, though, so I couldn't say anything. Well, my whole opinion is if you watch the body cam, like if you saw what I saw, the whole thing, Franks multiple times is mad that he's not the one that got to beat up Ralph. That was my biggest issue, is like, that's premeditated in my mind. You said over at least 3 times, I wish I would have been the one to hit you with my billy club. That's premeditated. You know? IBD-woo. It is what it is, you know, and hopefully they get the appeal. But we need these trials, though. If the lawyer RP is to succeed, then they actually need to do the trial. Okay? They have to go on. We can't just, you know... Yay, it's done. Yeah, I wish there was too. But, like I said before, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. It's just a continuous and evolving world right now. You know what, Nick? I think you're actually onto something. People are being unfriendly because they're just so paranoid of everyone right now. And then I don't charge for anything. Like, I give away most everything that they ask. So I think they're a little more worried of me. I mean, to be honest, look at what I'm doing right here. I don't need their money. I can make... If I sat here today and just mined coal all day, went and got the yeast, went and got the grapes, I could make $2-3 million in alcohol. I just don't want that to be everything I do all day. Alright, so I gotta let the bottles run. I'm gonna go put the grapes in. I'm glad I got that oil yesterday, though. I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't have got that oil. It was like 700 oil. I was like, give it. I would not want to step into that. Well, I'll tell you this today. Today, I'm hoping somebody, like... I'm gonna be honest, if somebody takes me as a hostage, I'm gonna tell them one of your demands has to be to shave Frank's mustache. That has to be a demand now from every single person running. Free passage and Mike Frank's mustache shaven. Just to see the reaction. Just to see. Because last time I said that to Tommy, when they took me hostage in the alien outfit, I said, we want his mustache shaved. He ran out the building, he's like, no, and then left. He probably wouldn't even chase them. He'd probably leave the area if it was a serious demand. I don't know, it was funny. I just, thought about it. I was like, Mike Frank shave his mustache. And Tommy was like, that's a good one. The alien told me to do it. Time for vigilante justice. I'm afraid that's what's going to happen. So now, according to the police, I can run up, hit someone with a pickaxe, turn around and walk away. And if they retaliate, I can sue them. That's what last night's case pretty much proved to me, is that I can walk up, hit someone with a pickaxe, and if they pull a gun out, all I have to do is turn around and take one step, and guess what? If they shoot me, they've broken the law. So that set great precedent set. I know there's someone right now that's like, that is not what happened. That is exactly what happened. So all you have to do to avoid any repercussions is just turn around, and if they shoot you, you can instantly take them to court and win, because now there's a case that you can use as a reference. And I will be using that case if this comes up. I'll be like in the city versus Mr. Sinclair. It was ruled that as long as your back is to the defendant or the suspect, they cannot engage them. So, and what can they say to that? What can they say to that? They can't, because it's in evidence. It's in, that's how the trial was ruled. That's why I want the trials. I want these precedents to be set. That way we could use them. I think the law play would be better if we could use past cases. Like if another aiding and abetting charge like Riley comes up, I can use the Tommy case, in the state versus Miss Danvers. This happened. Because that's in real life. That's how the shady lawyers get people off, their clients off, is they use previous past cases. I don't want to be a shady lawyer. I want to be the lawyer that uses the previous cases to do what's right for the client. You know what? I do need to do something today. Let's go do that right now. We're gonna take the Panto. I don't want to take the Panto because it's low on gas. So I'm taking it's low on gas. You know what? There's no cops in the city. We have to go do something. I did not check this mall. Let me go check this mall for oil. I doubt it, but you never know. Yeah, I don't know what happened. The brakes are back to being no brakes. Like, I put ceramic brakes on, and now this thing acts like it has no brake. If I press them like that, I stop real quick. But if I hold them, If I'm going at any kind of speed, it just, like, takes forever to stop. I don't have the money to buy the oil, though. They only have, like, 1900 or something like that. No oil. Okay. I bought all oil. Every civilians can't shoot. Yep, exactly. Don't even pull your gun out. So you bought a weapons license to defend yourself, but now if you defend yourself, you're going to jail. You know, hey, you know, great. So they need to take the stand your ground law out. That should be brought and questioned with Murphy because he agrees with it is what it is. I'm not going to be the one to question Murphy's decisions, okay? That is not going to be me. I am not that dumb. Yes, it has been more than 2 days. I thought they were coming to attack me. I'm just going to go back to a previous one. I'm just going to go back to this one. Exactly, yeah. You just set a precedent that, yeah. You know, honestly, it was a 50-50 on that. I had doubts when I saw the body cam. I knew where they were gonna go. I knew how they were gonna defend them, and that's exactly what they did. I knew they would call Ralph, and if the right questions were asked to Ralph, it would have destroyed him. Like, it would have made it to where they would have been like, I regret calling Ralph as a witness. There was a couple of questions that could be asked. But for the most part, it is what it is. Well, the case wasn't against Ralph. If it was against Ralph, then I don't know. I need to go to the yeah. Well, you didn't shoot him in the back, Nick. That's the problem. A lot of it's basically, let me put it this way. The angle that we got it on was not really a good angle to begin with. But when you shoot someone in the back, the blood splatter comes out the middle of your back. When you shoot someone in the front, it comes out the middle of your front. When you shoot it in the side, it comes out top of the shoulders. These came out the top of the shoulder. It's questionable. It is what it is. I was about to say, I think you're still open. Oh, it's Echo. Hello.
Hello.
I just seen if y'all needed anything.
I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't know.
Okay,
I'm just
alright.
finishing selling these nuggets, and then I know Rodney was looking for potatoes. I don't know if that's a thing.
I don't know. Okay, thank you. I just want to see if you need
Welcome.
anything. Have a good day.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Echo's not. I don't know if she's not allowed to do ordering, but she's never placed an order with me. Well, how do we know he was running away? That's the question that has to be asked. How do we know he was running away? He can say after the fact that, yeah, I was trying to get away. But that's after the fact. But in the heat of the moment, how do we know he was running away? See, I'm not trying to be like your argument is wrong or you're wrong. That's not what that's the lawyer. That's what the lawyer has to ask, is how do we know? Can we prove it? That's the key. I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know if that would have worked. I need to swap over to Sierra and see if EMS got back. I don't know. Just, it is what it is. The case is the case. You know, more will come out. You know, as today moves on, more and more will come out. But you know, I just thought of something. I just really thought of something. Let's see. I need a calculator. Oh wow. I have a lot of emails. Okay. 800, 550. 40,000. I could go get 800 potatoes and put them on the market for $50 a piece. If Rodney's looking for potatoes, that's a way to do it. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna go pick up 800 potatoes and put them on the market for $50 a piece. And if they don't sell, they don't sell. You know, I got no issue with that. I'll have potatoes that if somebody needs them, I can give it to them. And if they sell, I'll go get another 800. I can start making some money that way. It is kind of scummy, but, you know, supply and demand. Because I know his farms are probably, his potato farm is probably max. But if he's making as much alcohol as he says he's making, he's probably running them dry. I might not put him at $50 a piece. That is that's kind of mean. I might do like 25. 20K for 800 potatoes. I don't think he'll have a problem with that. He'd probably buy that. 40K, that's much. That's you know, But 20, if I could just keep on doing that, hell. I'm sitting here thinking to myself something, and I just had a thought, and I don't want to share that thought, but I'm going to because it's something that I got to think about now. If there actually is a conspiracy against me in the city, then why the hell should I play in this city? Like, so if I do find out that there is a conspiracy against me, then I probably would leave Redline. Because what would be the point? Like, I don't want to do that. Of course, I enjoy being here. But if it's gonna be unfairness and all that, then yeah, why should I? I understand why some people don't want to come back. I understand why some people have quit and left. There was an active conspiracy against someone in the beginning, not by admins, right? Not by people in charge. But I remember somebody coming to me, and I'm trying to remember who they were. It was, I don't know if they were new to the city or very new to 1.8. But they told me that they had a feeling somebody was talking bad about them, and I said, I haven't heard anything. And they're like, well, you know, if they're talking bad about me, why do I want to be in this city? And I was like, because this city's awesome. Because I was, you know, 100% down with this city. But I kind of, you know, if I find out that, say, the cops or even Rodney are telling people stuff about me, then, I mean, it's a negative outlook, but it's a pretty positive outlook. I mean, because if they're setting me up to fail when all I'm trying to do is help, why should I bother helping? See, that's why I said I don't want to think like that. I don't want, you know, all I've tried to do is help people in this server. Like, legitimately, I haven't taken advantage of anyone. You know, even when I play my practical jokes, I paid them. I compensated them. You know, I took Zaz's fish that day. What y'all didn't see was I gave him all the money back for it. You know? I gave him, I think, I took 6,000 in fish, and I gave him 8,000 in money. That's why he never came after me. That's why he never, brought it up. Because I paid him back. He was just a joke. And they know that. But, to be honest, if they're setting me up to fail, then why wait around? Why give him the satisfaction? I don't think that's going on. I think the paranoia bit is the thing. I think everybody's right now so paranoid that they're being looked at by the cops that, I never did that, Katana. I did it once. I will admit I did it once. Harry Wolfenstein was the poop man. He got it from me, but I only did it once, and it was hilarious when I did it. It was funny. I only did it to get a reaction from him. Because I had just found out where Joey had lived, and he had said something rude to me that day. So I was like, I'm going to put a piece of that on. And then Harry found out about it, and then all of a sudden, you never noticed that it didn't happen again until Harry found out about it? Then all of a sudden, it happened every day? I can now say that Harry Wolfenstein was the poop bandit. I can't even get it no more, though. You have to steal to get it. So I can't. That was funny, though. Yeah, well, honestly, I could do a lot to hurt the city. Not outside city, but in city. And what I mean by that is, if I decide that I'm not delivering any food to any restaurant anymore, that I just decide, you know what, I don't want to do it right now. I don't feel like it. They're going to have to pay full price for the food. So the full price for the food means the price of the food will go up. Price of the food goes up, everyone's going to start complaining. Price of the food goes up for the restaurants, the price of food's going to go up on the sandwiches and the water. Because Harry's not going to let them be cheaper. He's going to try to make the most money he can. And then here's the thing, just imagine, right? Say there are certain people against me. What happens if I run for mayor and win? What would happen if I won? And I know they're doing it. That might be the reason to run for mayor. Just to find out who's saying stuff about me. I don't think anybody is. I think I'm just as paranoid as the criminals are. Like, literally, I think I'm just overthinking it. That's what I think. I think I'm just literally overthinking this a lot. A lot of people also, they don't like that I offer my help for nothing. They don't like that I give things away because they think that I'm up to something, and I'm not. I really am not. I am not a pack rat. My father in real life was a hoarder. He hoarded books. Like, we had a garage full of books, bookshelves full of books that he never read. Right? And when he passed away, we donated all of them. I mean, I kept a personal few that I knew he liked for sentimental reasons, and I still have them. They're in my storage. But I'm not a pack rat. And I'm not going to be in any of my game. Okay, who here has played Fallout 76? Okay? Who here has played Fallout 76? This will be the perfect example. Y'all are going to be like, y'all are going to be like, okay, I went around the wasteland weighing 9 pounds at the most. If I was fully geared up to go out and explore the wasteland, I was at 9 pounds. That's how much of a non-pack rat I am. I took my auto axe, which weighed 5 pounds. I had my power armor on me, which didn't weigh nothing when you wear it. And I took maybe 2 bottles of water and 2 things of food. And that was it. No drugs, no health packs, none of that. I didn't need it. With the build I was invincible. I could not die. I literally couldn't die from fall damage. So I'm the same on here. Do you look at my pockets right now? What? I have 5 pounds, and that's because of the shrimp and the note? And I can get rid of that 3.5 at any time? I don't even know why I have it. I mean, I try not to carry anything on me, and that's how I am. So if I don't need something, I'll give it away. I don't need it. In real life, it's the same way. I bought so many things that within a year, I've given them away to people. Just because I at the time, I thought it would look nice. It was cute. I wanted it. And then it's like, I didn't really think it through, and I'm not going to ever use it. And someone else thinks it's nice. Someone else thought it was cute. So I was like, oh, you can have it. It's just who I am. Even in Ark. Ark is another example. I helped somebody yesterday. I gave him 3 really good dinosaurs and a bunch of good equipment because they had died in an area that they couldn't get their stuff back. If you do the boss and you die, you lose everything. Your dinosaurs, your gear, all of it. He lost all of it. So I ended up giving him 3 really good replacements and basically all of his gear for nothing. I had it laying around. It's not doing me any good. I'm gonna hit that tree. Oh, I had my seatbelt on. I didn't think I had my seatbelt on. Oh, there's my front bumper. So whenever I give someone something in the city, Neptune. If only I could honestly, Katana, my whole thing was I ask myself. I have sentimentality of some things, but not really much of anything more. And I ask myself, do I need it? You know what I have sentimentality over, and y'all will laugh. This will make some of y'all laugh. Kitchen appliances. Kitchen utensils. I get sentimental. I still have a toaster from like 10 years ago. It works. I keep it clean. It works. I'm not, it was built to last. I have sentimentality. This thing's moved through 3 different houses with me. But I ask myself, do I really need it? Here's the things I ask myself. Do I need it? Do I need the space, or do I need the money if they want to buy it? Those are the 3 questions I ask. And if he answers no to any of them, I get rid of it. I'm planning on saving up some money and trying to buy a better computer or better parts, right? So I can maybe multi-stream, or I can get better frame rate. And if I decide to just build a new one, or if I can get another one, I would give this one to my partner, and I would try to get her to join 5M. But other than that, I would just be like, who wants to buy a computer? I probably would keep this one, though, as like a backup, just in case something went wrong. Because I don't think this will be able to play 6. I know 6 is like 2 years out for the PC, but by then, I think the freaking specs to run GTA 6 are gonna be very big. Yeah, the problem is the AI bubble. It hasn't popped yet. Once the AI bubble pops, Neptune, the RAM will go straight down, the chips will go down again, and everything will become... It's not going to go down by much, because people are still paying for it at this price. So they're not... It'll drop maybe... RAM might drop like $60 to $100, that's it. Not back to... now it's like $600 when a year ago it was like $400. It's not going to be that much of a drop. I'm about to go buy an 8 terabyte external notebook, hard drive type thing, just to store all my games on it, because the games take up most of my memory. All right, so I'm going to put these potatoes at 20K for all of them. And if they sell, I think your computer is... Yeah, exactly. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Some of the things I've given away, I eventually realized I could use them. But then it's like, at the time, I'm just like, I don't get attached to physical things, because I've moved so much with this job now. I've had to get rid of a lot of things that I'm trying not to get too attached. I don't even know if I could put 800 up, to be honest. 800, I might not. Nope, I can only put 269 up. So let's see. If I put 200 up, that's $20 a piece, $4,000. You know what? I'm doing 5,000. I'm gonna put 200 potatoes. And if they sell, I'll put another 2. And if they sell, I'll put another 2. I'll just keep putting them up there. Okay, I got 20 bottles. I'm gonna let that build at least to 100. But I was the same way in Fallout. Like, we get the magazines. the bobbleheads in 76, they weren't permanent. They only gave you like a time boost. I would throw them on the ground. Like, what do I need with an unarmed bobblehead or a Tesla magazine? I wasn't using that. I'd throw them on the ground and my friends would be like, no, bring them back. We can sell them. I'm like, no, everybody has them. You know, I went on a book run. You'd go down near the robot town in 76, and there's a book and bobblehead run. You can get like 4 bobbleheads and like 10 skill books in that one area. I would just run that a couple of times and I'd put it in the machine and no one would buy it. Can't remember the name of that town. Hola! Oh, Fuego's here. Hi, Fuego. But, let me do something real quickly. It's going to, I'm only gonna be away for a second. I'm not actually, like, leaving. I just want to get this done. There we go. Oh, what the? Oh. Okay, here we go. Nope, that's not it. Here? No. Here? I'm not getting off. I'm not hopping off. I'm just looking at something. No. No. I'm gonna have to look at this at a later date then. Maybe right here. Let's see. I think. Let's see. No. Oh, right here. Okay, I got it. Alright, let me look up real quickly. I'm doing something. I promise you it'll be worth it. Can I read your last chat? Yes, I can. I had something like that, though. I was into Max's stream. I learned they didn't like me. I was asking for Discord. They didn't give it to me. I asked them would they give it to me privately, and they didn't. And I don't watch it. There's a couple of people I don't watch anymore, but not for that reason. Not for the reason. Mostly because it's too much meta. Like, I was dealing... Like, Joey. Perfect example. I was watching Joey, and then I was going into the city, and this was back when I'd interact with him pretty regularly. And it was like, I couldn't, like... Hold on. I got it. Hold on. Alright. Yeah, you can share it. That's fine. But, I don't, because it was too much meta, because I was dealing with them in the city as well. So, I stopped watching them for that reason, because I'd always be around when they were around. So I would stop watching them. I watch them when I'm not in the city. Alright, License, send me something. Just post something, License. I'm gonna wait. Post the word hello. Post anything. There you go. How do you like your blue name? You asked yesterday, remember? And I checked, and you are a mod, so you've been good. You've been chatting. You've been respectful. You know? I told you I'd think about it, right? And I did. I didn't say that to tell you no. I actually thought about it. I said, you know what? He's been respectful. He's been nice. He deserves it. Rodney said if you made me mod, he would too. There you go. You can tell him. If you're good people, like if you, you know, I'm not gonna just give everyone who asks, because then I'd have nothing but blue chat. But, you know, if you've been here for a while and you've been nice and you've been supportive, then of course we want people like that. Good. No, y'all can see me. You can actually, I'm always there. if you know where to look whenever we pull up at train stations, anyone. Whenever we pull up, if you know where to look, we're always just standing there. Nah, I don't kick katana. Now just don't pull a Luke and go all sus. Yeah. What Arya giveth, Arya can taketh away. Okay. I'm always, you know how many times I've been hit crossing the street because I don't look? Like, you would think the deaf girl who can't hear horror cars would look both ways before crossing the street. You know what? I keep forgetting gas. You know what? Opie's gonna like it. I'll go get gas. I might not fill up at his station, but I'll get some. Because I like driving this car. I don't think I'm gonna modify the Dilettante. I think I might just keep it as like the 4-door. And get another one. Maybe get the Hasbo. Let's see. Because I know he probably wants a lot. Golly, 14? Yeah, I'm just gonna get 10 liters. Because I think this car only takes like 20. This should give me like half a tank. I watched a video, if you want to go look it up. You can see, they have a video somebody made of people singing the wrong lyrics to that song. It's like 2-something half hour long, and everyone's singing the wrong lyrics, because they just kind of guess. Yes, they gave me about half a tank, I'm good. Oh, there's police in the city. I should go sign in as a lawyer now, since police are here. I found, somebody recommended me. Actually, it was, that road just turned black right there. It was, Arya's husband in Most Wanted. Recommended a song to me, said it explained Arya very well. In Most Wanted. Most Wanted Arya was, it's the same Arya, but it was different. She was allowed to be different in that city. She was allowed to do things that she's not allowed to do here. But, he told me there was a song that reminded me of him, and it was, Alkaline, by a band called Sleep Token. Hey, look who's here. What's up, Carmine? Carmine, Gretchen, which do you want? Which one do you prefer? Do you want me to call you Mr. What RP? Because I'll do that, too. Because I know everybody's got different names for you. Fellow redliner, eh? Oh, wow. Okay. Really? Oh, I have to make a call today, too. Be very hesitant to order from these mail catalogs now. Like, you know, they send you... We get one from a company called Starcrest, and they send, like, clothing. And the patient, she likes ordering from them. They've charged her card like 3 times and we haven't done anything. So I need to call today and see what they keep charging her for, if we're not getting anything. I forgot. I had a note. It popped up on my phone. And then I have to call the bank because we deposited a check and now they're telling us that we have to get like we have to answer questions to cash this check. And I'm like, I don't believe the bank would send me anything like that. I think it's fraud, but I gotta be sure. Because either they cash the check or they don't cash the check, you know? I know I need gas. I got a couple at $14 Opie station. I'm just driving around now. I'm waiting for the bottles. Once the bottles get up to... Yeah, you're right, food drink. I need to go back to the farm. Yeah, we're driving to the farm if I can make it. But I need to drive up there because I need to get some more money out of it. I will sell... See, that's what I was thinking about doing. Is, get a comfortable amount at the farm. Like, I want the 1.2 for, the car I want. You know what? That's why I'm like, wait a minute. I'm so far back on my stream. There we go. I was like 2 minutes behind on my stream. Yeah, but, yeah, the bank doesn't ask questions. But I'm gonna call my bank, not the number they sent me, not the number on the phone, on the mail. I'm gonna call my actual bank and be like, yo, what's up with this? But, I want to get a comfortable amount of money. Like, maybe I want to set the 1.2 aside for that car I want to buy. But that's in a while. I don't have to get that right now. But I was gonna set probably like maybe 500K. And then I would only get money out to farm, like in a desperate need, but I'd go make, like, if I need 100K, I would just go make 200 bottles of alcohol. And, like, have a reserve set that I can't dip into. That way, if something came out or something really happened that I wanted, I could be like, okay, I can look into it. I mean, if I wanted to, I could be $50 million by the end of this month. If I just did straight alcohol, only stopped to eat or drink, didn't talk to no one, just, you know, mining coal, buying oil, all that. Oh, somebody just fell through. The only problem is, the more money I have, this is a Panto. Oh, what car? Yeah, oh, the Devastate 8. It's actually in the city now. It's at a auto shop that has not been opened yet, though. Or it hasn't been stocked. That dealership has never had stock. Sorry, y'all. Trying not to hit everything. But yeah, it's called the Devastate 8. That's, I forgot who makes it, though. Like, the actual name of the car producer. But now, here's the funny part. I didn't like it. I looked at it in 1.8, and I was like, this thing's ugly as can be. And then they had the car buyback, where, you know, everybody got their cars, their branded cars, they got paid for them. Well, Joey and Haley got like $6-7 million, and they each gave me like 700K. So I went to the car shop when they re-put all the cars in, and I saw that no one had bought that one car, the Devastate 8. I looked at it and I'm like, oh, I see why. So I said, you know what, though? I feel bad for it. It's being left out. I don't want no one being left out. So I bought one. And then I took it, and the customization, the paint job, it looked amazing. Like, it had customizations that no other car had. And it was a great car. I don't know, Carmine. could talk. Harry and me are good friends because right now alcohol's funding the city. So I could ask him, hey, you know what? I'll slide you 2,000 bottles of alcohol. You give me a deal on that car. You'll get $2 million plus the sale of that car. You know, that, right? Or no, $3 million. Yeah. You would get $3 million plus the sale of a car. He might, if you appeal to his greedy nature, he might do it. If you show him the money, let me put it that way. If you show him, like, if I just go, I want the car for the price you have, why? There's nothing in it for him. But if I'm like, I can give you this that makes you a ton of money, then you'll see the wheels turn in his head, and he'll be like, huh. All about knowing your audience. My stuff, look at this. That was like, I'm surprised I wasn't stuck in a ditch. Something is wrong with YouTube. It's been telling me I have no viewers, then I have viewers, then I have one. You know what? I didn't care for it, Kosh. I don't have Discord. I don't have my own Discord. I just have, I'm in Redline. Pretty much I'm in Redline, and there's another one. I'm only in 2 Discords now. I cleaned them all out. I was in, like, 30 of them, and I decided, you know what? Most of these are dead. They're not even, like, we haven't used them in years. So right now I'm in Redline, and the other one is called Idols. And it's a RP, but the room's shut down. The lady who owned it, she might reopen it one day, but I don't want to leave for that reason. Other than that, those are the only two that I'm in. Who? No, okay. They're arguing on Discord with like, it might be from last night. I haven't checked it lately. I'll be honest with y'all, I'm not really on Discord that much. I don't like doing the RP on the Discord. I don't really check it. I use it only really to support the server. I really would rather do everything in the city. Maybe one day license, but not right now. Maybe one day, but I still don't think I'm interesting enough for all that. Like, I kind of am down on myself lately, and I shouldn't be. But once you get it in your mind, you know, you're your own worst enemy when it comes to how you feel. You're always going to be your own worst enemy. You know, mental health is a big thing for me. You know, I want everybody to, you know, feel their best. Everyone is worth it. You know, everyone, you have something. I don't care what you say. Yeah, I do see that, the change log and all that. I do look at that. But, every one of you has something that makes you worth a value. And to think that you're not nothing is wrong. You know, there's something you do that you might not know it, but it makes a difference to someone. Every person in the world. From the poorest man to the richest man. I got 40 bottles. I need at least 100 before I can do it. Otherwise, it won't make all of it. I need to go buy food, but I need to take money out. The bird brain. But everybody, every one of you in this chat, you are worth it. Okay? Wait a minute, that's the wrong one. How much do I have? Yes, I only have 1,000, so let's take the 45. Everyone here, you are worth it. Someone out there, I guarantee you finds value in your existence. I find value in my existence. I find value in your existence. You know, if you ever think to yourself, no one cares, realize that's not true. There's many people. Yeah, Nick, you notice I'm not driving my ZR350 very much. You notice I'm driving a Panto a lot. It's the same car. It handles the same. It speeds the same. This one's brakes are better, though, for some reason. So I get what you're saying there. I 100% get what you're saying. Yeah, that starter truck, that Bison, there was no reason to buy any other car in the city with that the way it was. When it was at 100 pounds in the back, even when they struck it down to 80, there still was no other I didn't have any other cars. I had 2 pickup trucks, my RV, and the Cherry Blossom. There was no reason to have other cars. And now that I can still use the Bison for the farm, I mean, I bought the other cars to make funny. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me get that. There we go. It's pinned. You can also go there to look at the wikis. You can also to read up on characters, like if you have questions about some of your characters' backstories. They have a wiki section that you can go check. Arias, I need to update Sierra's. I really need to work on Sierra's. But I do need to update Arias because I kind of want to keep it current. Like, I want to put in the wiki that she got a job as a lawyer. I want it to be like kind of an ever-evolving thing. Where it's not just someone made one and then forgot about it. Alright, did they stock? Nope, no sandwich, no water, no ice cream. I'm gonna have to get on Harry. It's been a week since you got ice cream. I'm gonna kill people. But yeah, I want my bio to be an evolving thing. You know, I want it to work, keep going with me. Not just, you know, I wrote a story about my backstory and then I just left it there, never touched it again. Which is what 95% of Redline's going to do. But yeah, I want to, like, ever evolving. That way if anybody has questions, they could be like, okay. Or y'all might read it one day and be like, I remember watching that in RP. You know, stuff like that. The test drive is the... I hear so many people complaining about no test driving. Like, but they're not complaining into the people they need to complain to. Like, if you're gonna complain about no test drive, then put it in the disc. Technically, it doesn't bother me. I knew that I didn't want a lot of cars. Did I buy that second water? Yes, I did. I knew when I first started that I was really... The Devastate and the ZR350 were really the only cars. The Sandstorm, maybe. At a later, way later date, but not right now. But then again, those were the cars I had in 1.8. And I don't want to just copy 1.8. You know? But I did like the Devastate. I thought it was just a beautiful looking car. All right, let me eat and drink real quick. I'm throwing those shrimp. I should have gave him to Opie last night. That'd have been a good use. If he was out there fishing, I might keep him. And if I see somebody fishing today, I'll just drop them. Like, here you go, free date, and then run away. If I would have known that was him, like if he'd have said hello and I'd have heard it was him, I could have had fun. I could have been like, oh, hey, you sound familiar. Just his alarms would go off. I love it. I love it too, but so many people have went back to what they were in the old city. Right? In 1.8, if people saw this car with this livery and this color, they knew it was me. They knew, okay, that's Aria. And I don't want to keep doing that to where they're like, oh, you know, let me be known for a weird-looking Panto or a really weird-looking Taser. You know, new stuff. I took the doors off of this because I wanted no doors. Eventually, I'll have to get it repaired, but for now, this would be like, you know what? This could be a Vagrant. I'll be like, this was just the Vagrant's little brother. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Come on, get up, get up. Yep, that's what happens with this car. I need to change the headlights, though. I still haven't done that. People's reactions to these cars are why I do it. And that's what I want. I want the interaction. I want the reaction and the interaction. Is this place open? No. Just legal and police? That's it? I don't know why it does this. Yep. Just legal and the police. That's it. Let's see if somebody's fishing right now. I need to change the plate, too. I need to change the plate and the headlights. To be honest, I don't even know if I've registered these. Anybody fishing? It'd be funny if I saw somebody fishing back there. I'd know who it is. No, what happened yesterday was I came here, I parked, and then I started heading toward the boat store. Oh, what happened? Oh, I started heading toward the boat store, and then I realized, wait a minute, that's not where I gotta go. So that's why if you were watching Opie and you saw me run 2 different ways, it's because I forgot I had to come to the garage. I was going to the store. I need to go look and see, because I know, Officer Aria, I can't do it. The deafness. The deafness, I'm handicapped. I do want to bring that back in. I'll be honest with y'all. I do want to start bringing the deaf stuff back, because it adds extra layers to the RP. Yeah, everybody else has to, I want to see if people will still react to me the way I want them to react to me. And eventually, the ear pods might break. And like for a couple of days, it'll go with no sound. See, like if I keep going full speed, see the water always goes up. I'll hit the top. But if I go like this, I can get through. But that's it. There's nothing over here to, like, do. There's a floodgate. If I could, that'd be hilarious if I could take this through this all the way out to the water. That would be funny. But if I try to go back through it at, like, full speed, I'll just hit the top. But, yep, mishearing stuff, that's another thing. Watch. Oh, it went down. I got lucky and the water went down. So if I push forward on the boat, I drop speed. But if I hold backwards, I speed up quite a lot. I don't know why that is. And they still haven't fixed this garage, though. I don't even know if they know about it. It doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would. Oh, there's rocks there. I've hit those rocks before. I've come flying in, not realizing, and just slammed right into them. See, I thought maybe you can pull into, like, any one of these docks right here. But you can't. You have to get out, wait for it to say this, and then you have to be on the ball. Nope. I don't think it even told me to store it there. Well, I'd opened 2 menus. Let's see. Let's see if it says store boat at all. Yeah, for like a split second. You have to be on that second. Nope, I thought I had it. No, I'm hitting it just like I'm seeing it, and then my mind is like, oh, okay, I gotta back up. I'm a little out of position. Nope, I hit it too early that time, too late other times. Nope, I got it that time. That time I pushed it perfect. I got it. Yeah, I got it. Okay, good. I was about to say, I know I got it that time. But eventually they'll do so. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. You have to be on the ball, Katana. You have to be on the ball to get it. Now you can go to the other garage by the city, the marina in the city. That one's easy. It lets you store it easily. I still scared him pretty bad. I didn't mean to. He sounds like 500k to me. Yep. 15 players? Yep. Female Rick from Rick and Morty. Mishearing there was times when we were in 1.8. They would say something, and I would say like the completely opposite thing. And they'd be like, no, that's not what I said. Okay, so these 2 are sold out. I know that, I think Bucket bought this one. I'm not sure. I bought this one. I bought the Toro. I didn't need something big and flashy, and I painted it orange because I don't have anything orange. Now I do. I have a boat. I do want this one. This one in white would probably be the best. But I don't need it now. I didn't need the other boat, but I had the money. It's a status symbol, I'll tell you that right now. Having a boat is truly just a status symbol. Something you don't need. Yep, this is my favorite song. I sing to this one every time I hear it. I don't need this one. I don't need this. I don't need that. But for the time being, I mean, the Dilettante would be the first to go. If I had to sell a car, that definitely would be the first to go. Alright, so the officers are on. I could, no. I was gonna say, I could go inquire about something in the law, but I'm gonna wait to see what happens, because I know there's gonna be fallout from this case, from yesterday. There's going to be fallout from it. So I want to see where all that falls before I start making questions about it. It does set a bad precedent, though, for self-defense. Imagine if people were like, well, now you know you can't defend yourself, so I want my money back for weapons licenses. I mean, that's pretty much what I've learned. From what I understand from the lawsuit, is that you cannot stand your ground. You cannot shoot back at anyone. Even if they're running towards you, I don't think. Let the fallout. I don't pick up pieces on it. Yeah. I'll let this simmer. There were mistakes by everyone, but we're still learning the trial. So, you know, it's growing pains, and I understand that. We can't just be like, snap our fingers and everything's great. And you could tell that Kelly was a little nervous. I could tell it by the way she was talking. Bailey was a little nervous because she kept stuttering and she doesn't usually stutter. Frank's, I think, just... I'm not going to say what I think about Frank's, but he was into it. Oh, he was really into it. Oh, nothing, no problem, Robert. There's no problem at all. Okay, so I have 50. You know what? I'll turn it on now. Let's see what happens. I got 50 bottles. That'd be funny if I told him I'm not making alcohol anymore. Because me and Rodney were probably the biggest sellers of alcohol. Sean is selling, but probably me and Rodney being the biggest. I'm not sure about Riley, yeah. Riley, not Riley. Yeah, Riley, yeah. But I'm not sure. Like, that's one person, I don't, for some reason, we don't talk anymore. I try to talk, I try to say hello, and she just ignores me. Which I think, that's why I have the suspicion Rodney is the one behind everything. Because from what I understand, I talked to, I could tell y'all now, they don't work there no more. There were 2 Rex employees that Harvey pulled out of the restaurant when he was talking to Leroy. And he was telling them all about what I was doing. The second Harvey left, they called me. Both of them called me to tell me what Harvey was doing and that Leroy was snitching. And then Rodney came back later and had a conversation with them, and they called me to tell me what Rodney was saying about me. So, yeah, I know the stuff that Rodney said about me. The problem is they never could prove it. I was proven 100% innocent. I knew about Rodney's investigation into me. I confronted him about it. You know, I mean, it is what it is. But you can't prove anything the guy was saying. The guy was making stuff up. I proved beyond a shadow of a doubt. There is no shadow of doubt in this case. Their whole case hinged on Bob saying I was selling him illegal tomatoes. And Bob in front of me was like, no, she tells me she can't get them. Why do I keep coming back here checking for ice cream? That, y'all, bird brain. Bird brain, I'm telling you. I know there's no ice cream. My mind knows, but my stomach is like, no, she needs it. You know, if you steal ice cream from the store, you can't eat it. Like, you can't eat it. And I was wondering one time, like, why? But then, because then everybody would just steal from the stores and they wouldn't buy any food. So, you know what? Agree. But yeah, so I know that one of my problems with Rodney and why I kind of stepped back from helping him at the farm was because he was slandering my name just as much as Harvey was. But you know what's funny though? I mean, y'all saw the other day. Ralph went to jail. Who did he call? He didn't call legal services. He called me directly. They still need me when they need me. Because there was a time when in the afternoon, I would be in cells more than I'd be at the farm. But that's what I'm saying. If I ever find out, if I get another call from someone saying, hey, this person's saying this about you, I'm bringing it to the court's attention. I'll be like, I want this stopped. I know who's doing it. I know what they're saying. And I'm going to go to the police and be like, I want them arrested. I don't really think you can get them arrested for that, though. Slander or defamation, I don't think that's an arrestable offense, but it should be a lawsuitable offense. Panto. There we go. I was like, I didn't see it. I should just name that card John Deere. Dear John. Your John Deere send you a Dear John letter? That's from a TV show. They're making fun of a farmer. Your John Deere send you a Dear John letter? Yeah, I don't think it's criminal, but conspiracy, but I'd have to prove that a government agent was working against me. And if it was Rodney, then that's an easy proof, because, you know, he's a judge. I don't think he would do that, because that's jeopardizing his career. I don't think they would do that. I should, it would be meta and I won't do it, but for the fun of it, sell this alcohol, get the 450K and then call Opie. And when he's like 500K, we can meet. Be like, okay, and send it to him just to see if he would meet, just to see if he would show up. I don't think he would. I think he'd be like, this person just sent me 500K and I'm not going to show up. Oh, that'd be funny. I'll be honest with y'all, 100%. 100% y'all take this to the bank. I'm not a snitch. If I knew who he was and where he was, I would not tell the cops. I am not a snitch. Just because I'm a lawyer and I work with the police does not mean I have to help them actively. Now, if Ralph beat me to death with a pickaxe today and I knew, maybe. And then when I found him, I could be like, tell Ralph I said hi. How mad would he be if that's what happens? If somebody gets at him for like, French does something to somebody or Ralph does something to somebody and then they find Opie and turn him in for it? How mad would he be? Oh, who would laugh longer, French or Ralph? I think French would be like laughing for all the rest of the day if that happened. That would be funny. If he gets caught because of something French or Ralph does. That's gonna be just hilarious. Let's see. How many people can I legitimately fit here? I need to talk to Harry when he gets back about an event, the fashion show. I do want to do that. I think it would be something fun. And I'm gonna use this alcohol money. I'm gonna use it to throw the prize. Hi, Mano. And I'm gonna use this alcohol money to make the prize. It's gonna be 175K in prizes. So I could probably fit about 8 people up here where they can, like, if they circle this, where they can all be seen. Maybe more. Maybe have like a runway where they walk in and then walk out. People wouldn't be sitting down. But I mean, I want them to be close. Probably fit about... I probably could have the whole entire city here. I could probably have the whole... If there's only like 40 people, I probably could have them all. I'm doing fine, thank you for asking. But that would be hilarious. If Opie gets caught because of something French or Ralph or even Lauren does. Oh, I don't think Lauren would do that, though. Honestly, I think Lauren would be like, not me. See, they can all change right here. Like, they could be like pull up a car or something, that they can all hop into to change. That way they're not doing it in public. Or make an area. But if I do it right here, they can see because they could come from here. They can walk or they can run, depending on how they want to do it. They could walk across the bridge and then walk over here. And then get in like a line, depending on how many people I had sign up. If I'm putting 100K up for a prize, I'm gonna have people show up. People will show up for that. They'll wear a bag on their head if they think they can win 100K. You can ask anyone in this city. Even Nick is like, 100K is 100K. Hello.
Oh shit, it's happening to me.
What happened?
Echo's after me.
Oh, why?
Because I put her in jail, basically.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean,
She
well, where is she
with a
now?
I don't fucking know. She attacked me with a pitchfork. Oh, devil's
Ooh.
pitchfork.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
So she thought she took my body cam,
That's
but I had
Lester,
multiple
isn't
in my
it?
pockets.
Ariel is gonna win.
So.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got it going.
Yeah.
What are you up to today, Mr. Wolf?
Nothing much.
Are you related to Harry? He's a wolf as well.
No.
Well, you should tell people, yeah, you're his distant hairy cousin.
No. No, we already had one of those in city. No.
Okay. Calm down. Don't bite me. Okay.
We had, Oh, what was her name? Fucking the one that kept on saying she was Harry's daughter. Leo, were you around when Harry's daughter was around?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
No, not Lily, the other one. The redhead.
No, you talking about Kit.
Yeah, Kit.
Yep.
I once worked with her at the Redline Casino.
I know, I used to buy from y'all all the time. I used to hang out with Robert at the front door.
I remember the name.
Yeah, I used to hang out with Robert at the front door. Him and he would talk. You want to see my costume with the mask? Kind of funny. Let me go change. Where is the turtle mask? Is it... No, mask is Maka. Is it this one? Yeah. I need to put my hair up.
Got something like that.
Yep, I just thought it was funny. If the cats come after me, I'm all armored up. Oh, yep, see? There you go. But see, I'm a mouse with a comb over.
Yeah.
I have another one. You might find this one more funny, though. I'm gonna put the Mako one on. Yeah, we'll put the Mako on.
Oh, why?
Why not?
I know one person that wears that mask.
Yeah, but they have the spade. I have the diamond.
Okay.
Yep, it's a different mask.
I'm gonna go take a nap.
Okay, have fun. Yeah, I'm not wearing this for a while.
For a little bit.
You know what? I'm gonna put... I don't wear these in a really long time. See, this outfit with 2 pigtails would look, like, ridiculous. Like, even the one looks good with it. Okay, so I'm assuming that was Lester. Because he's wearing a mask, so... The Cheesemobile, you're right, I could. I had a yellow... My first pickup truck, the first bison I owned, was yellow. And I remember one day, I want to say it was Bob. Bob pulled up and goes, oh, what did he call me? He rolled up and he either said Opie or someone else. Like, because I had the yellow, the big boy's yellow, which is just the standard yellow. But he thought I was one of the gang members, so I was like, let me change this color. So that's why I changed it to the monochrome. I still have that truck. No, that's not the same truck. That truck was sold. Before they did the price, and anyone who's in the city will know exactly what I'm talking about, they updated the price of servicing your vehicle. This truck cost $15K. To change the oil, the spark plugs, and all that was like $25K. It was more than the truck cost, so I just sold the truck. I just was like, nah, I'm good, and I sold the truck and just decided, that's sad. Okay, let's see. I think I did put that on here. Did I put that on here? I'm not sure. Now I have that, I have that, I have that. Oh, I'm still in the process of building that house. I know y'all probably can't see it that well. Let me change that up. Okay. Display. I'm in the process of building this house on Ark. I've got the entire bottom floor and most of the second floor done, but I'm having trouble with this little wall right here. I gotta figure out how to do it correctly. Every time I try to do it, when I take the roof off, because the roof sticks out up here, it takes this whole piece away. There is a way to do it, I just have to remember how to do it. But I've almost got this completely built. That's what I do in Ark. I'm a builder. I can't imagine playing with the phone that size. I don't want it small. Somebody complained to my phone because I had it on this. And they complained they couldn't see it, so we set it like this. And another thing, if you have it on the white, for anyone in Redline watching, if you have it on white, if you go to your contacts and you go all the way to the bottom, it'll tell you how many you have. In dark mode, this is still black, so it's covered up. You can't see it. So if you want to know how many contacts you have, put it in light mode and go look. And that's one of the reasons I keep it in light mode, is because there's other things in the text messaging that dark mode hides. I'm not going to go into it here. But yeah, dark mode hides some of your information. That's why my phone is in light mode. Right, let's see if Seth is in town. If he's going to be in town, then I'm going to tell him I'm going to sell him alcohol later. I doubt he'll be in town, but you never know. They're telling me they need it, so... Nope. Alright, let's go to... I used to live in... Oh, damn, I forgot. Okay. I just got a really weird email, but... Okay. But, I need more money. Like, not like y'all are thinking, but I'd need at least probably 3 million. I want to make an offer to Seth, to Harry, about that house in Roxwood. I know that it's going to be a long time, because they're not just going to do that for me, because if they did that for me, you know how many other people would cry for them to do it for them? But I want to let them know that, hey, I am interested in that house, and just, like, give me a realistic price. Because they are putting houses in Roxwood. I think it's going to be down by, like, the aquarium part. Or it might be in the main city by the train station. But I doubt that's going to be one. And if it is, then I want to buy it. So technically I could use... No, I can... If I don't have it, I don't have it. Alright, license. Have fun. To be honest, y'all, it's 11, and I'm gonna have to get off, not a few minutes, but a little bit, because I got lunch stuff to do, and then like I said, oh, y'all don't know, I'm cooking red beans and rice. Okay? If anyone's had red beans and rice, if you haven't had it, I'm sorry. But I've been cooking it since about 6 o'clock last night, and it's about time to add some more ingredients in. And I gotta monitor it. Plus, I have to get lunch ready for my patient. But I've been doctoring these red beans all day, all morning. It's not that. It's that, I'll tell you the truth, JV. In my opinion, I'm going to preface this by saying, in my opinion. Who has all the money? The dealerships. People, when they restocked, went and bought all the cars on finance, and now they're having to bust their ass to get the money to pay the finances. So they're broke because they're not able to buy the drugs. They're not able to buy all the other stuff because they're trying to pay off finance cars. Which finance was a great option. I'll never use it, but it's a great option. It really is. All right, so if I take, let's see, I'm going to do some math here. I'm going to have 900 bottles at 50,000 times 900. That's 450,000. So if I add the 120 I have, 570, then we minus 175,000. That leaves me with 395. We're going to minus 95,000 of that. And, okay, so 95 divided by... That'll buy me 19 plushies. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I might. I'm not sure. But I might. Don't rule that out. I've done dumber things. But, let's see what happened. Having lunch, no garlic bread pizza? Oh. Having lunch now, garlic bread pizza sounds good. Tommy explained it yesterday to the group. Police, EMS, mechanics, restaurant are getting too much. Yeah, everybody's getting paid, but the financing the cars is what's the problem. Honestly, I've told multiple people that if I run for governor, I might consider, I'm not saying I will or won't, but I might consider lowering police and EMS pay to the same amount as restaurant and mechanic shops, but I would try to get perks for, like, a free apartment for the police, you know? I'd try to get EMS an apartment block like that, to where you don't have to worry about paying rent for these things. You know, that's little perks, extra perks of being the police and the EMS. You know, you get a discount on gas, you know, at public stations. I don't know how I would do that, but I don't think I'd be able to. But I would lower the pays of pretty much everyone, even the mechanic and the restaurants. I would work on, since I'm a farm, I would work on to see, like, give me the biggest recipe you have. I'll figure out how much ingredients you need for it, and then we'll charge accordingly from there. I know I already have 2 other people I've asked. You need a party of 3. I've asked 2 others. One of them is in the city when I'm not, and then the other one comes in the city pretty often when both of us are. So my plan is to try to get government available at all time. So, like, if you need government assistance, you can. Because Seth only really comes in when Harry's in. And we haven't seen Ryan in weeks. So the government's really not around when you need it. So I kind of want to change that. I kind of want to know if I can hire people, you know, like get a 4th person and have them public relation person, you know, somebody who's in the city a lot. That if you need help, they can contact someone from the party. I just don't have a political party name. That's my thing. The Silent Party. We'll stay out of your lives as much as we can. I mean, that's a good slogan. I am, you know, she can't hear anything. See, that's one thing I will not do. In lawyering, in business, I've never used my deafness to gain an edge. And I won't. Arya doesn't see herself as handicapped. She knows she's handicapped. The Green Party, you're right, that's a good one. 2 people said it, that's a good one. But Arya never has used her deafness to her advantage. She doesn't see herself as handicapped. She sees herself as maybe disabled, but she's trying to not let that stop her. But she doesn't see herself as handicapped. Only when it comes time to parking, then she fully sees herself as handicapped. I'm gonna start putting that too. See, I had this car in another city as well. I painted it blue, like a dark blue, and put flames down the side, and it became a Hot Wheels car. That's what somebody should do with theirs. You could put a flame taco. Okay, taco. But fine. But if they have a sticker for this car that has a flames, and you can make it a darker blue, and it becomes a Hot Wheels car. I'm not paying $1 million for that though. I don't mind that car. In the other city I was in, you'll hear me talk about another city. Let me put it this way. Money was not an issue there. It was so easy. I gave away $6 million with no problems. Like, it was ridiculously easy to get money. Now, cars costed a lot. Like, the Devastate 8 in that city cost me $3 million. But that took me, like, 4 days to get. Like, it wasn't... I was the only one in the whole entire city with that car, too. No one else in the city had that car. Hold on, I gotta talk to somebody real quick. Yeah, what's up? Well, I've asked 2 people. Okay? I'm back too, sorry. They reminded me to call that catalog company. Oh, I thought that was another player. Okay. So, just joining back, who would you get to join your party? I've asked Kelly, because she's EMS, because they need a liaison with police and EMS from the government. So she's already EMS. It has nothing to do with the lawyering. I asked this before she became a lawyer. And the other one I've asked is someone who's been in my chat. I've asked Nick. Nick's not too big on the city right now, but if you become part of the government party, people will seek you out. So if anything, I would have to find a new third if Nick didn't want to do it. But I have an idea for someone. It's a stretch, and I have to really talk him into it. But I have an idea, and I'm not going to go into who it is. That'll be a surprise. Unfortunately, we all know what happens when I stand on this square. I'm going to send y'all over to... There's another person streaming Redline, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm going to send y'all over there. It's a new person. I'd be not bad in my opinion. They're doing mechanic work. But I gotta go. I gotta start doing lunch, and I gotta start getting some of these chores knocked out. I thank y'all all for showing up. I do appreciate y'all, every single one of y'all. And remember what I said. Most importantly, you all are worth it, okay? All of y'all are worth it. Don't think that you're not. Don't let anyone tell you you're not. All of y'all are bright, shining lights in your own way. You just have to find what you shine best at. So y'all all have a great day, and I will see y'all again tomorrow.